Thanks everyone for joining. We will begin shortly. Just make sure your names have been changed according to what Phoebe has put in the chat box, so it's easier to identify you. And ensure that your mic is mute on at all times unless it is your turn to speak or you would like to raise your hand to speak. During the introduction, I'll go through the process of who is going to be pitching first in the order. That has already been, that is according to your team number, but I'll go through it with you again. Judges, I will go through during the introduction of the scoring system and the administrative details about it during the introduction as well. If there are any other questions in the meantime, please feel free to ask now. If not, we will go live soon.
Hey, just a quick question. This is Max from Quest 3. So as far as I got it, we're going to start quite soon. And then I'm going to have my introduction, right? And afterwards, just to have the approximate timeline, when will the judging be approximately?
Okay, so the judges, the form has been sent to the group chat. You can do your judging after the projects have done their pitch and their Q&A session. You can fill out the scoring form then. At the end of the day, we will do the point tabulation and announce the results as well.
Okay, got it,
Yep.
got it. Okay, and just another quick question. So time-wise, I'm approximately available for the next 3 hours. Is that enough? Or
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay,
that's perfect. Yeah,
perfect.
Okay. Quest 3. Yeah, your speech slot is towards the end, right before the during the point tabulation actually. So it's estimated about 6:55 like that.
Okay, okay, got it. Perfect.
Zhongjie, whenever is ready to go live, do let us know, give us a heads up before it's launched. Oh, you're live now, okay. Let us know when you want us to start. Okay, then we'll start at 4 o'clock. All right. It's 4 o'clock. Zhongjie confirm we are live on YouTube already, that's correct? Hello? Okay, great. All right. Thanks everyone for joining us today for Moledau's first ever demo day. We appreciate this. We started this 1 month ago launching this initiative, and now it's time to do the pitch. All right. For those on YouTube, please share the link to your communities on your Twitter, on your Discord that you are watching this demo day. For those judges and projects who are with us in the Zoom room, please do the same thing with your communities. And let's get started. Let me share my screen. All right, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, great. So everyone, welcome to Moledau's demo day. So Moledau's vision is to build, grow, and empower. Moledao is a social platform for all blockchain enthusiasts to grow, learn, and contribute to more innovative ideas. So our mission is to build an interactive platform for blockchain enthusiasts to gain access to resources, and build meaningful connections with like-minded individuals. So we do host offline and online events such as hackathons, AMAs, Twitter Spaces, and demo days just like these to bring together startup projects, VCs, founders, and other protocols together to help to exchange ideas, exchange resources, and really to network and just grow your community to help you build within the wider Web3 ecosystem. So what exactly is Demo Day? Demo Day is a smaller scale showcase organized by Moledao to create a platform for founders and teams to pitch their projects to potential investors and mentors. So what are our goals for this Demo Day? So our 4 goals are: 1, to attract high quality projects; 2, give finalists and other high quality projects, potential funding and guidance to help them launch and scale as they go to market. We also want to help to provide educational opportunities for blockchain enthusiasts who are like learning about all these technologies this time, and also to build up a talent pool of developers and other builders to really grow the space, right? Like in Web3, developers are like kind of the backbone of this whole ecosystem, and we want to continue building that community of developers to help move this industry forward. So the timeline of events has been about almost 2 months now. We started inviting projects from 8th of August, and we recently just closed it about 2 weeks ago. And there were many project submissions. There were over 44 valid submissions, and we have now shortlisted them down to 10 MoleStarter projects and 7 Mole Unicorn projects. Right. So today we are at MoleStarter's pitching day. And it's fully online. So for those who are unaware, the MoleStarter category is defined by us as projects who have been founded for less than 6 months and have raised less than 100K USD for their so far. So be it through regular funding, NFT sales, whatever. As long as it's less than 100K funding, it will be categorized under the MoleStarter platform. So this is the sequence of events today. Right now we are at the welcoming of judges, sponsors, and projects. After that, I'll do a quick opening speech. Then it will be followed by 5 projects who will be doing their pitches in this particular order. So Daoshen, Moss, Sona Meta, Buidl, Content5, followed by a break. During that time, we have a speech from one of our sponsors, Starry Nift. After that, we'll have the next 5 projects, Cherry 3, Clip, Rosenbridge, Foreseen, and Glory Games. And during that time, there'll be point tabulation as well as the sponsor speech by Quest 3. And finally, we'll do the announcement of the results. Right. So thanks to all of our judges who are joining us for this demo day. We have over like 14 judges here. Right. We have Atlas Capital, we have Biosyn, we have Leasing Ventures, we have CCV, we have IDEG, Longhash Ventures, Impossible Finance, IOSG Ventures, Marana, NGC Ventures, OGBC, MoleStarter, Quest 3, and Starry Nift. So you have a wide range of perspectives that we're going to be getting the projects who are pitching on today. And also, we'd like to do a special shout out to all of our sponsors for this demo day, to Buidl, Kuro Ventures, NGC Ventures, OGBC, MoleStarter, Quest 3, and Starry Nift. Right, so going back to the order of things. So each project will have 10 minutes to do your pitch, followed by a 5-minute Q&A by the judges. Judging team, during that time, if you have any questions you'd like to raise, please raise your hand in the Zoom and I'll unmute you. Do note that, understand there's a lot of us here today. We'll try to keep it as succinct as possible so that we can get as many questions for you to make your decisions. Right. Judges as well, right after the Q&A section, you can fill out the form, right? And for transparency, the the projects will be judged based on these 5 different criteria, right? Technical aptitude, creativity, utility, playability, design, and presentation. So these are the criteria which, for projects, this is what you'll be based on. All right. So that's the introduction. That's the opening ceremony. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us here today for our demo day. Moledao is really happy to be able to provide this platform for upcoming developers, startups, founders, and to connect you guys with potential investors, mentors, and really to help you build within the space. Right. Yeah, and let's get straight to it. Team 1, Daoshen, if you would like to, please start. You can share your screen and let's get started. Oh yes, and also for all the projects, right? You're doing a 10-minute pitch. I will be giving you an indication at the 5-minute mark, the 7-minute mark, and the 9-minute mark of your pitch.
Okay.
All right. Please take it away.
OK， 可以看到我屏幕吗？
可以。
We can.
OK， 那我直接开始讲了，我直接就那个中文讲了。这样的，刀讯是通过借助，等一下，我把这个屏幕锁了一下。哎，你能看到我右边的屏幕栏吗？
只能看到整个 deck。
可以看到啊。OK， 刀讯是通过借助灵魂绑定通证，然后帮助道去对它的成员世界进行追踪，然后来实现数据驱动社区增长的一个 SaaS 服务提供商吧，对吧？然后我们为此定义它叫 Stakeholder Relationship Management Protocol， 对，协议的，就是如果用一句不太贴切的话说，我们在做 Web3 的买点工具，当然这个买点可能是打引号的。然后呢，其实就是因为是今天整个 Web3 的组织形态发生了比较大的变化，对吧？原来的 CRM 它是服务于传统公司这种组织结构的，然后它是服务于股东，对吧？使用人员主要是公司中的销售人员 ，OK。然后那当然今天进入 Web3 的状态之后，组织形态变成了道。那道它其实是有很多利益相关者的，包括你的 core team、builder 或者你的 user 都是你的利益相关者。你得从原来的零和博弈慢慢的转向正和博弈的状态。对，所以说这个是现行可能到包括传统的 SaaS 目前存在的一个鸿沟的问题。然后我们提出的解决方案是把 SBT 当做一个数据点，对吧？然后通过串联不同的 SBT 形成它的关系，最终能够达到的去往驱动进化社会的这条路径，对吧？它可能是一个比较狭义的 DID， 对吧？因为你不能用链上纯种金融化属性的 token 去代表这种关系的构成，而且你用 Web2 的这种社交媒体的关系，你也可能会有一些数据上的数据可用性的问题。就是从社会学里面是有一个分支叫做社会互动论，对吧？他们认为社会关系这种形成是组织与组织、组织与个人、个人与个人之间互动的总和，对吧？所以我们可能刀讯更加会关注于这个社会关系互动部分里面的这个组织对个人的这一块关系构成。然后我们的整个方案或者是计划就是说，我们为道去提供一个能够让它用多个 SBT 之间产生可组合性，对吧？包括平行的同级关系，包括跨越层级的这种有深度的，比如 Level 1或者 Level 2的一个层级的纵深的关系，然后去组合成一个策略。然后这个策略呢是服务于它的这个业务诉求，对吧？然后发行这个模块，我们是用插件的形式，能够灵活的覆盖它一些比较多的一些场景的需求。然后如果落到产品层面来说，其实就是有一句笑话的去形容 SaaS 嘛 ，SaaS 说它是从就是从一个 Excel 的导入到另外一个 Excel 的导出。 对吧？那核心思想其实还是在说数据驱动业务，对吧？我们是希望组织能够通过我们的协议去收集不断的数据，对吧？然后对它进行处理，最终构成它一些链上的数据凭证。因为 SBT 我们认为它是一个数据点，同时它也是一个生育数据点。然后主要提供的功能呢，包括3个模块，第一个是 SBT Pad， 还有 SBT Fusion、SBT Data Hub。那 Pad 这一块主要去生成 SBT 去做 event checking， 然后 SBT Fusion 主要是承担一些策略的可组合性的策略中心来服务它的用户需求，对吧？因为每个道都会有自己的定位或者它的价值输出，甚至有些商业化的道的它会有自己的商业诉求。然后 Data Hub 主要是数据处理中心去处理数据从输入到输出的整个数据全流程的一些事务。然后 Pad 的话基本上就是服务于去如何发行一个 Soulbound Token，OK， 然后它会有它的发行合约，然后发行合约会跟用户的 Wallet 去交互，就是它发行出去之后，用户就变成了这个 SBT 的 Holder， 然后未来当 SBT 数量足够多的时候，第三方的一些业务场景，它可以去校验这个 token， 它可以直接从钱包里去校验。如果它对数据有更深入的要求，它可以从 log 里面去寻找一些在钱包里无法呈现的数据。SBT Fusion 本身还是更多的是侧重于这个道本身根据它自己业务的定位去做策略。当然策略会有多种多样，它可以是增长类的策略，它可以是像升级打怪这种游戏当中成就体系的策略，它也可以是治理的策略。就我们今天对治理的跟踪状况是比较匮乏的，我们今天对治理的跟踪状况是比较匮乏的，所以说需要有一些归因的工具去对道在发展治理过程中这种事件进行归因。对，那数据好像时间不太多，尽量快点好了。数据这一块反正就比较简单，就是尽可能的数据源创造多，对吧？然后输出的数据报告、输出的数据分析尽可能的多，这样。然后整个技术框架我们会有自己的 Space 的工厂合约，也会有 SBT 的工厂合约，也会有发行条件的工厂合约。通过把各类 SBT 绑定到 Space 下面，形成这个组织去发出的 SBT 的集合，然后通过 SBT 合约当中插件的形式，让发行合约可以有多元化。然后通过 Insurance Coordinator 的话，可以让数据的来源变得多元化。然后团队的话，整个团队，因为我们团队现在10人的全职团队，当中差不多有7个人都是有多年的 SaaS 行业从业经验，所以说我们对 SaaS 的理解，我们对怎么去完成一个 MVP 也好，我们对当前的 Web3 的这个道的形态怎么去做 PMF， 我们应该是比较有经验的。我们延续了 Web2 我们传统 Web2 SaaS 行业当中的一些优秀的方法论，然后再去结合 Web3 的一些革命性的一些理念去做这个产品。然后我自己的也是连续创业者，有成功的也有失败的一些项目经验，对吧？成功的经验其实不可复制，它更多的是一种就是你在对的时间做了对的事，对吧？失败的经验也是让自己不断去学习。对，主要是整个团队还是因为我们还是比较厚重的 SaaS 基因嘛。然后是这样，我们产品大概在 Q4 可以上线，然后差不多这一轮想融个种子轮或者说天使轮，融200-300万美金这个状态。对，然后我自己投入差不多有将近20万美金了，差不多100多万人民币吧。那做这个事情呢，就是其实自己投钱就是表个态度，对吧？就这个事情是立在这个窗口期上面，想抓住这个市场总是及时的这个机会，就是一定要干，而且一定要干成，对吧？决心还是有的，因为我们觉得这个事情还是价值观与财富的双重驱动吧。而且我们自己整个团队目前的状态也很好，大家做这个事情都很兴奋，对吧？然后我给大家看一下那个吧，我给大家看一下 demo 吧，对吧？我们 demo 现在做的比较简单，然后做完这个 demo 会有一个领取我们的一个 SBT， 然后到组织过来，他可以先创建一个 space，OK， 创建一个 space 做完，他可以根据他的业务诉求，比如说我们现在假设他在做一个 marketing strategy， 他可能有自己的一些 ROI 的指标需要去恒定。
We can now check your website, your demo. Maybe you can share again.
看不到吗？OK， 现在可以啊。
Yeah.
OK， 我刷新一下，可能没看到的，没共享过的。然后就是 有一个简单的 demo， 就是刀可以来创建 space， 然后把 SBT 都绑到它的 space 下面，然后它可以为自己的业务诉求去制定相应的策略。然后这个策略制定完之后，它会有一个画布也好，模板，它对它自己的 SBT 进行排列然后排列完之后，它可以去根据它的业务诉求去创建相应的 SBT 类型。当然，我们会提供大量的策略的模板和 SBT 的模板，以覆盖它尽可能多的业务诉求。对。然后对于条件这块，条件的构成也会有一些且或者或的关系，它可以去设定。然后这个条件的设置这块，可以有链上的一些状态去触发，也可以有一些链上的事件，同时包括一些链下的数据都可以去做条件的触发。然后当他去部署完所有的策略也好，部署完所有的 SBT 发行条件之后，他开始运行这个策略，然后他可以对这个策略进行不断的监控，他能够监控到整个策略的运行的一个状况，就是 SBT 领取的数量也好 ，SBT 不同层级之间的一些个转化的比例也好。如果有过优化师经验也好，有广告行业的经验也好，看到这个图应该是比较熟悉的，对吧？它就是一个漏斗。然后我们会为项目提供大量的数据的分析报告，从 SBT 的发行，从 SBT 整个条件的状态，包括如果它有投入的话，去衡量它的 CPA 也好，包括转化率也好，其实是为它构建整个漏斗模型。对，然后根据数据，我们会提出一些优化的方案，能够让它找到最优的，去提高它 ROI 的一些策略。当然，这是局限于一些有去设定 ROI 指标的策略。如果说更偏治理类的，可能会 ROI 的策略，这个 R 可能就不太一样了。
Okay. Thanks for your presentation. Yeah. Your timing is up. Sorry for those watching on YouTube. Apologies for the miscommunication. Yeah, the rest of the pictures will be in English. All right. So, judges, if you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand or voice out. The first question I've seen from Sarah. So, first question is, how will you acquire users or distribute your product?
看一下哪个问题？哪里有问题
？The first one.
问题在哪里啊？我还看不到。
在那个 chat 中。
那个 chat
的对话中。
我给你翻译一下，就是你如何获取你的用户 ？How will you acquire users and distribute your product？
就是因为我们之前做 SaaS 的经验是强 BD， 那今天可能强 BD 是一个途径。当然除了强 BD 之外，可能还是更需要用一些 Web 上的方式，因为我们现在没有 token， 我们也不可能 to earn， 对吧？而且我们觉得这个事情，你今天因为 SaaS 一个工具 to earn， 可能多多少少会有点问题，对吧？那我们可能在早期，我们还是会去做强 BD， 对吧？就是用比较多的 BD 的手段去直接联系客户，这样，然后再借助一些渠道，可以，比如像 Moledao 这种，对吧？如果可以合作，能够接触到更多的客户，因为我们的目标客户可能是比较像。然后我现在我看到这个问题啊，他说已经发行的这些 SBT 啊，因为其实它是可以融进来的，因为只要我的 condition 可以去设置对方发行的 SBT 的一些合约也好，对吧？拿到合约地址，包括用户持有的数量，我们可以为它可以把一些已发行的 SBT 作为一些条件来生成一些新的 SBT。
谢谢您的解答。我这个问题其实有两方面，一方面是技术上你是准备怎么 integrate， 另外一方面其实是商业策略上，因为像 Galaxy Quest 3 Pop 已经有大量的用户积累了，它能够给大家提供这个 traffic， 有其他 marketing 的可能。那作为一些新的项目方来说，它为什么一定要用 Notion 这个平台，而不是在那些平台上继续去设计发行这些？就是或者说 unique selling point 是怎么跟这些竞争呢？
就是我们现在跟他们最大的不同是，他们可能比较专注于单个的一些就是凭证的发行。但其实我在 Fusion 里面提到的，我们可能就是会用 SBT 与 SBT 之间的融合合成，对吧？你可以用2个 SBT 合成一个。其实从这个角度来说，他们已发行的那些 SBT， 我们也可以拿来用合成。但因为我觉得单个的 SBT 其实你不能够覆盖到组织在未来业务场景中一些多种化的需求，你得让 SBT 之间产生比较高的这种可组合性，我觉得才能去覆盖更多的需求。就好像电信公司在给你提供通话、短信、流量这些套餐，对吧？当然他们的营业厅会根据客户的不同状态去制定相应的套餐计划，对吧？有些人可能对流量需求多，那就给他流量大的套餐。对，可能就是我觉得我们可能在 SBT 之间的可组合性这一块想的更多吧。
We have 2 more minutes for questions.
你好，你可不可以举例有什么情况下会有很好的运用场景，然后项目当中可以当中盈利啊？对，
盈利的话，我觉得今天 Web3 的盈利的话，它可能更多的是根据它自己业务的嘛，我们可能只是一个数据工具嘛，对吧？我说个治理的方案吧，对吧？你今天怎么样去评判一个你的这个投票的成员，他的投票质量如何，对吧？你得从他投票那一刻开始用 SBT 对他进行跟踪，对吧？然后他投的这个 yes or no 未来回收回来的结果是好是坏，然后你只有对用 SBT 对他进行长期的跟踪，你才能知道他到底是不是你社区的，就是维塔利克说的那种独特灵魂，对不对？你要找到这种独特灵魂，你如果不对独特灵魂的路径进行分析，你很难找到的。那增长这一块，其实我们划分渠道跟传统一样的，就是做买点，对吧？比如社交媒体也好，比如说你今天从推特来的客户也好，或者你在推特上跟不同的组织去搞联合的 space， 对吧？你都可以给他一个 SBT， 然后你会发现哪个效果好，对你的增长有帮助，对吧？这一定是做数据归因的，所有的买点 Web2 的买点都是为了事后去做归因的分析，找到哪个转化率最好，哪个效果最好。
好的，谢谢你。
All right. Thank you. That's all the time we have now for Team 1, Daoshen. Thank you for your time. Judges, you can go ahead and fill up your Google form accordingly. Do note that if you want to resubmit, or if you think you submitted wrongly, you can resubmit the form, and we will use your latest submission as the final score. All right. Thank you.
我下线了。
Yes, thank you. Okay, next up we have Ivan from Moss Social.
Hi, let me share my screen. Let me know if that's working for you.
Yep, great.
Great. Hi. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for your time today. So just wanted to set the scene and paint what the current problem that we're trying to address at Moss is. So when we think about an online community, we like to think of it in 5 concentric circles. On the very left, you have the inner team. So in any NFT or DAO project, you have the founding team, you have core contributors, and you have enthusiasts. So a lot of these folks, they're focused very much day to day on the community. They're very much into that community. When you move out from this, you have more casual participants and project curious. And these are the bulk of your community. When we think about where most of the people within the NFT project or DAO project are, we estimate that about 10%, only 10% are within the first 3 circles, whereas the remaining 90% of users are within the 4th and 5th as concentric circles. So when we think about the current tools and communication platforms available today to the people who are the casual participants or the project curious, we see that Discord, Telegram, Twitter, they're all being used at the moment, but they're not very effective. If you think about all the different Discord communities you're part of, you can only really keep up to date with about 1 or 2 communities at most. You've either muted or you've silenced or you even left the remaining 10 or 12 other projects that you're really interested in. What we've also seen is a number of DAO tooling come out. So these are very much focused on things like voting, like Snapshot, or things like Commonwealth and Boardroom, where you can aggregate a lot of those discourse type discussions. What that sort of implies is that you're already up to date with all the news. So those tools don't really address the needs of the people in the fourth and fifth circles. So what we see at MOS is an underserved market segment here, where even if you're a very avid Web3 user, you can only really be in the first three enthusiast or concentric circles for only one or two projects. So what we see as a key pain points for the fourth and fifth circles is really the noise. So like I mentioned, in Discord and Telegram, even if the moderators try their best to create as many channels as possible, if they try to use the @everyone tag, or they try to have monitoring bots, there's still a lot of noise that everyone faces, and that stops them from participating fully within the community. Next is digestibility. So a lot of the platforms like Discord and Telegram, when you're hosting an event, you have to remind people. There's no natural way for people to see. And that's very hard for people to absorb the information and participate more fully. And then finally, it's approachability. Right now, things like Discord are very geared towards crypto native users. But if you think about expanding to the next 1 billion users, the current UX UI design isn't catered to being very friendly towards these next billion users. So what we're doing at MOS is that we're creating a thoughtfully designed hub for news and events. So what we're planning to do, and what we've already launched in our demo, is a way for communities to update their community members quickly and easily without all the noise. So I can give a demo, a live demo at the end of this presentation. Just to show you the key facets and features of our product. First, there's the community aspect. So you can quickly go onto a landing page for a community, be able to see all the different links, get a quick description, and more importantly, you can see a feed and event page. So within the event page, and that's also shown in the calendar, you can see all the different events that are taking place within your communities. So we are token gated. So if you connect your wallet, we can automatically scan and detect which tokens and communities you're part of, and automatically give you the calendar and news event that is relevant to you. Where are we at the moment? So we have established partnerships with a number of both NFT and DAO projects, and we're working really with them in private beta to essentially test out the product and really iterate the product to get it to that next level where it's useful for not just the users, but also to the community moderators. Where we plan to go from here is that we plan to, once we've iterated the product and we think that it's a very useful product and a solid product, we plan on then expanding into overlapping communities. So for example, we're working closely with the Doge Pound, which is a very strong NFT project focused on opening dog charities and dog adoption pounds across Africa. So they've given us a lot of feedback as to build out our V2. And once we make those changes and continue to iterate the product, we'll launch and increase the amount of communities we target. So this is a team. So we're all classmates at MIT here in Cambridge. So I'm in charge of the finance and operations of the company. My background is in finance, whereas my other two co-founders, Sean and Nyla, they're focused both on the tech and business development side. So this is our information, and I will quickly load up the demo to show everyone.
Thanks, we're at 6 minutes, or I missed the 5 minute mark.
Sure. So just to show everyone a quick demo, the idea is that right now we're on EVM compatible wallets, but over time, what we're proposing to do, if I show you here in the settings, is we're going to add multiple cross-chain functionality. So we recognize that NFT projects and DAOs aren't just on Ethereum or Polygon, but rather on a bunch of different blockchains like Solana or Tezos. And we're enabling you to add multiple wallets to one account, so you get all your information in one place. So for example, this is the news feed. This is what it looks like. We've essentially populated it with Moledao as an example as well. But these are live testing being done by our partners at Dogepound, for example, and Perpetual. The idea is if we go into, let's say, a post, you're able to edit it and post to token holders or public holders. This posting, while it's done natively here, we also have established some Discord bots that help scrape from Discord channels, and that makes it easier for community moderators who need to manage both Discord and sort of Telegram and Twitter. It makes it easier for them to cross-post onto our platform. Another thing to look at is so this is an admin wallet, so all our sort of communities that we're trying to work with are here. But the idea is that once we scan the wallet, you can quickly and easily see which communities you're part of, and we can click into it to get more information. So let's use Moledao as an example. This is what the community page looks like. So if I log in to Moss, I can quickly see what the newsfeed is without all the noise and spam of Discord. Similarly, there's an events. I can quickly see what events they've had, what events are upcoming. I can click in, I can download calendar events as well. And we found that this, when in testing, has made a huge difference to attendance and enrollment rates. And then finally, there's an overall calendar view as well. And this is where you can see all the different communities, events in one place. And on that, I can stop there and start taking questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Judges, if you would like, you can on your mic to ask the question as well. This will help our viewers on YouTube know who you are as well. Ivan, if you would like to, you can turn on your camera also.
Yeah, sure.
Can I ask a question? Hello?
Hi, sure.
Ivan, right? Is it
Yes,
Ivan?
hi.
Ivan, I think the project looks brilliant. I just want to see how automated is your process to filter out the noises, etc. The more communities, the more Telegram and social media platforms you're connected to. Just trying to understand that.
Sure. So I think on that point of automation, we offer two different bots. So we have, right now we're on Discord for our V1, but obviously over time we want to build Telegram and Twitter bots and one day become native. So people post natively. On the Discord bots, there's two types of bots. One is we have a bot where the community moderators can just put hashtag Moss. So that, for example, they type in any message as they would to a community, but at the very end, if they go hashtag Moss, we'll automatically scrape that message across to our platform. So we recognize that's the best way right now because people will still use Telegram, still use Discord no matter what. But if they go, this is a really important post, they can go hashtag Moss. We found that even though there's things like that in Discord, like at everyone, at here, people just ignore it. It's too much going on. So we've trained and we've worked with our partners to be very specific. Only post or only hashtag Moss on very specific posts. The other bot that we have running is the @everyone bot. So if communities find it too hard to, or they don't want to have this gap between what they hashtag Moss and what they post to everyone, we can automatically also scrape @everyone as well. So that's the automation at the moment. It's very much, we have these bots in the Discord channels where people or the moderators can automatically pull.
Okay. Would they make some difficulties or challenges when you actually migrate to, or not migrate, actually incorporate more social media channels? Twitter has been pretty much very different in terms of managing the communities as well as Telegram. How do you think the technical difficulties on that?
Yeah, so I think we're working on developing the Telegram bot at the moment. I think what we're trying to do there is do something similar where we have essentially our bot is a participant in the chat, and we will just scrape for hashtag Moss. So we will essentially download all the data and then pass it if it has that sign. If it has a hashtag Moss, we'll scrape it and pass it onto the onto our platform.
Right.
So that's how we're thinking about it on a piece by piece. So obviously Discord has very good bot functionality. That's why it's easy for us to create that first bot. And then obviously Twitter, Telegram, we have to develop more specific bots. But that's how we're thinking about incorporating the different bots.
Got it. Thank you. Great.
Just to answer the other question on the chat, what is the plan to make money? I think the idea, what we're thinking about right now is going for a freemium model. So we want to get as many communities as possible onto our platform. But over time, we'll do something similar to what Discord does, or Slack, or even Telegram, is where we offer a very a freemium based model where you can, for example, post maybe 20 messages a month, or you can only post 5 events to the calendar a month if you're a free tier. And then as your community needs more functionality, then we will add different tiers. What we also propose to do underlaying all of this is analytics. So I think, Sean has a big background in NLP. So being able to recommend and being able to provide actionable analytics, because we essentially, by having users on our platform, we can see what communities they're part of, and we can see what their engagement is in different events. So we can provide recommendations to the communities and say, hey, Dogepound, a lot of your holders are also holders on this Solana project. So Dogepound's an EVM project. Would you consider doing a collaboration? And that's not possible today because everything is on a single chain. There's no way to relate wallets cross-chain. So if we're able to do things like that, we can offer insights and provide, I guess that's where we're trying to monetize as well, is on that analytics front.
All right. That's just enough time. Thanks, Ivan, for your presentation. Judges, that was Team 2, Moss. Remember to key in your evaluation accordingly. And if you would like to make a change to your submission, we will take your latest score as the final submission for you. All right. And thanks, Ivan. Right, and before we move on, I will be introducing a bell system instead of just coming in at the 5 and 7 minute mark. So it will just sound like this at the 5 minute mark and the 7 minute mark. And at the 9 minute mark, I'll just play it twice. Right. Sona Meta, Hinz, you are up. Sorry, Kelvin, there's no sound for the bell, is it?
你好。
Yeah, hang on. Wait, how about now?
稍等，我共享一下屏幕。
Okay, never mind. Yeah, Hinz, can carry on with your presentation first. I will sort out this bell thing. Just remember, your presentation should be in English. And judges, your questions also in English, please.
大家好，我很高兴今天和大家介绍我们的项目，Sona Meta。不好意思，我这边麦好像有点问题。
Sorry, your presentation is in English, right?
我想用中文介绍，因为我们没有准备英文的 PPT， 然后还是统一一下。我们的项目是纳园，是一个 Web 3.0 的游戏创作与发行平台。目前 Web 2和 Web 3的产业，我们认为存在如下的问题：Web 3市场合规性差，用户参与度低，同时 NFT 需要内容驱动增加流通性和彰显价值。VR 和 AR 等硬件市场也需要内容驱动扩大消费。Web 2时代的 UGC 的 IP 和创作者授权与维权困难，且游戏的用户资产不被确权和追溯。为了解决上述的问题，我们打造了 Sona Meta 是纳园这个项目。它是一个 Web 3.0 游戏创作与发行平台。用户不仅可以将 3D 模型、数字人、剧情等一切游戏资产上传， 并铸造成 NFT 发布到市场，更可以获取别人资产的授权，利用我们提供的游戏引擎将它们组合成游戏发行。每一部游戏体验都可以保证不同的角色享受到应有的收益。
Sorry to I see. I think I see there's a certain part of the screen has been blocked. Did you see that?
Yes. Yeah, mine just came up. Can you reshare your screen?
我的屏幕有问题吗？
就是你的屏幕上方有几块被挡住了，应该是有其他的案是在那边，它没有被现在好了。
Okay now, yeah.
It's okay.
OK。它这样排是被挡住吗？
现在 OK. I think it's okay.
Yeah, that's
okay.
okay.
My son. Yeah,
that's okay.
OK。现在展示的是我们的核心玩法。我们的核心玩法是将用户上传的 3D 模型等虚拟资产铸造成 NFT， 发布后由游戏创作者按需从市场中购买授权，或者直接购买它的拥有权，然后将它们应用在游戏设计中。最后，我们希望游戏创作者在我们提供的游戏引擎中打造具有完整剧情和玩法的游戏。同时，游戏也将被铸造成一种 NFT， 而且它是由许多 ERC721 组合而成的 ERC998 NFT。有了游戏以后，我们就可以根据其设计一套核心机制。从全局的角度来看，在我们的系统中存在这样的一些角色：虚拟资产创作者、游戏创作者和游戏爱好者，也就是玩家。虚拟资产创作者可以创作资产 NFT，游戏创作者则利用自己的或别人授权的资产打造游戏，也可以在社区中公布创作蓝图，在游戏上线前就可以得到粉丝的资助。之后，整个社区的游戏爱好者都可以体验各种有意思的游戏，并且参与 Play to Earn 这样的一些游戏机制。游戏发行方在盈利的同时，在本游戏中提供了资产的创作者以及资助了蓝图的用户都会得到相应的分红。此外，广告商也可以将广告做成 3D 模型的虚拟资产，连同其他的虚拟资产由游戏方一并组合到游戏的空间中，形成游戏内的广告变现。这样一来，声纳园可以提供大量的虚拟资产与虚拟内容，在 UGC 系统中提供了完备的 IP 确权与授权体系，提供了游戏开发、发行、体验和 Play to Earn 的机制，以及各种角色间的分红体系，解决了之前开头提到的一些痛点。下面我将通过一段视频向大家展示一下我们目前的 demo。我可能得重新共享一下视频，它好像有点问题。
Yeah, 5 minutes.
OK。
大家好，我们是 SONA-X 声纳探索团队。我们的项目声纳园是一个 Web 3.0 游戏创作与发行平台。用户不仅可以将 3D 模型、数字人、剧情等一切游戏资产上传并铸造成 NFT 发布到市场，还可以获取别人资产的授权，再利用我们提供的引擎将它们组合成游戏发行。每一部游戏体验均可保证所有不同角色享受到应有的收益。下面我将演示项目 demo， 连接钱包以后进入个人中心，这里会提供一些默认的头像以及基本信息。点击齿轮按钮可以修改自己的个人信息，这里我先快速的修改一下。修改完成以后，在这里可以领取空投。我们为每个账号准备了1000个辅助手，方便开发与测试的过程。领取完成之后，可以看到账户里的余额从0变成了1000。下面我们来实际去创建一个 3D 模型和铸造一个 NFT 与之链接。用户可以在创建页面选择本地的模型文件，以及输入一些必要的基本信息，上传一个封面，并且设定允许的消费类型。在这里我将 创建成功以后，我们可以在个人空间中找到自己的虚拟资产。现在点击这个扳手按钮，就能跳转到我们独立开发的 Web 端 3D 引擎中。我这里先简单的对这个模型的呈现效果进行编辑，将来这个模型在它专属的2级页面，所有人都可以看到最终的呈现效果。点击保存以后，完成效果的适配。下一步，我们来发布这个 3D 模型 NFT， 开启发布的按钮，然后点击更新。现在钱包提示我们是否要把这个 NFT 授权给我们声纳员的主合约。一旦授权以后，将来在有消费者购买这个 NFT 的授权时，声纳员的主合约就会完成后续的逻辑。现在我们进入刚刚做好的这个 3D 模型 NFT 的展示和交易2级页面，这里就已经能看到和引擎中一模一样的展示效果了。现在我来切换一个账号，扮演一个消费者，过来这个页面购买这个模型的授权。提示信息会看到一些交易的基本信息。现在钱包提示我们是否要把 2.34 个福禄寿批准到声纳员的主合约，去完成整个交易的过程。后续主合约就会完成包括可能存在的分红的全部转账的过程。购买完成之后，可以看到在自己个人空间中出现了被授权的 3D 模型 NFT。下面我们来创建一个场景，这里的场景指的是一种由多个用户自己拥有的或用户被授权的 NFT 去组合铸造成一个新的 NFT 所链接的游戏空间。前后2种 NFT 分别属于1241721和1241998两种不同的类型。目前创建的过程与创建 3D 模型是类似的。创建成功以后，我们可以在自己的个人空间找到这个场景。同样的，我们需要发布它才能让其他人看得见。在这里，我们先初步使用2个模型并列在一起，来表示多个 NFT 的组合，铸造成一个新的 NFT 所链接的游戏空间。发布的时候还是会弹出是否将这个游戏 NFT 授权给声纳员主合约。授权后意味着将来有任何的用户消费，比如游戏门票、挑战次数、开启支线，亦或一些 Play to Earn 的玩法，所涉及到各种角色之间的分红，均会由我们的主合约自动执行完成。最后，我再一次切换一个用户来代表一个消费者购买这个游戏的门票。在这里，我们要重点展示的是，为了能够更好地促进虚拟内容与资产的创作以及保护 IP， 所有在游戏中出现的消费都会向其组成成分进行分红。例如，我们这里规定，消费的60%由游戏创作者分成，其余40%由其组成成分进行平分。这里的2个模型，一个是游戏创作者自己的，另一个是别人授权的，所以40%的一半又分给了该游戏的创作者，另一半分给了另一个模型的拥有者。那么接下来我们将致力于提高合约交互的效率，探讨游戏的展现形式，以及设定整个平台的经济模型。
Alright. Okay. Time is up. Okay. Thank you for your presentation, Sona Mehta. Judges, if you have any questions, could you please, turn on your mic, turn on your camera, and ask your questions.
Can you introduce your team background as well?
Okay, our team background is in the data PPT. So our team is from Zhejiang University and Harbin Technology College. Yeah, and we have a powerful front-end engine which can compared to the famous engines from Sketchfab. Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, one more question. I'm Nick from CCV. The engine is fully developed by yourself, or is based on Unity or Unreal?
Yeah, it's engine developed on top of the 3.0 JavaScript. Yeah, and all the engine is developed by ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Henry from BSync. How much are you guys raising for?
Sorry?
Is there a valuation?
Can I make a translate for me?
你的估值多少？
Okay. May I use in Chinese? Okay. 我们目前这是一个初创团队，然后我们现在整个项目的话，目前是大概开发了就是在半年左右这个样子。对，然后我们没有做过比较系统的去估值这个项目，也欢迎各位就是跟我们进行进一步的一个讨论。我们其实跟一些比较就是有名的一些平台，其实进行过一些合作，比如说大家可能比较熟悉的那个 Project 12，就是 P12这个平台，他们觉得我们这个引擎还是比较就是比较 powerful 的，然后也跟我们开展过一些合作，对。Any questions?
Thanks, Nick, for your question. We have time for another one or two more questions. Any judges would like to ask the team something? Now's your chance.
I have a question. So, what is the playability of the game? Because I don't see any examples of the game that you made, and the 3D models generated images. It's kind of far away from the games that you were talking about.
Yeah. As I say, this is a demo version of our work. So, 在现在我们已经实现了，就是说把各种模型就是和组装到一个场景里面，然后进行展示。那游戏其实只是在这个基础上，就是加入更多的模型，并赋予他们更多的一些动画或者是怎样的一个动效的效果，这样子就可以就是组装成一个游戏了。所以说我觉得我们就是距离游戏已经很近了，只需要一些激励或者说一些更多的一些就是资源的帮助，其实是很容易开发出这样一个游戏的。对。
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. We have time for one more question. Any of the judges would like to ask something to our team Sonar Meta? All right. If there's no other questions, thank you, Kini and Hins from Sonar Meta.
Thank you.
I can stop sharing right now. That was T3 Sonar Meta. Judges, just a reminder, if you would like to change your score or if you think you submitted wrongly, you can resubmit your form and we will take the latest submission as your final score. All right. Next up, we have T4 Buidl.
Hi, everyone.
Please. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
let me share my screen in
Great.
a second. Let me know if you can see it and I can start.
Yep, it's just loading right now, right?
Yes. Our pitch is uploaded online, so.
Okay, no problem. If you'd like to.
There. So hi everyone, it's very happy here today to present our project Buidl. Buidl is user-generated content meta gaming platforms. While it's rolling, I will briefly go through what we can achieve in Buidl. Individual and DAOs can use or build 3D sims for multiplayer online interaction, multi-platform gaming, and NFT sim creation. Thanks to our experienced developer who have quite a few years in big tech companies, we have quite finished products to present. So to better illustrate what you can achieve in our platform, let's jump into Buidl. So once you connect with your wallet, you can have a variety of themes of 3D meta themes on your fingertip to carry on your activities. So there are three main sections. The first one is the 3D sims that offered by Buidl official Buidl. And the second one is the one created by our user. And the third one is by our partners. You click into it and new sim, and I already loaded, so it'll be fast forward. So here, in Buidl, you have two servers to choose to create your metas or carry on your project. One is typical flat space, or the one that is quite unique is the spherical space. Inside the meta, you can organize a conference, parties, or concert, or football match. You can control the meta avatars to interact with the other player inside the space. All those avatars can be customized in Buidl under our user accounts. It's powered by RealPlayMe 3D avatars creation. You can simply drop or take a selfie of yourself and create customized avatars in a few seconds. So I will skip this step for now. And if you want to, that's how you can utilize the metas. And if you want to be creative and create your own 3D sims, Buidl offer local 3D editors at a very low cost. Simply click Create Meta, and here you can choose either flat length or the spherical length Earth to create your metas. Currently, it's on beta mode, and we plan to release it next Monday to collect feedback from the users. Yes, so click. I choose the flat one for now. So here you come with to the editor. Inside the editor, we offer few basics models elements inside the editors to build your space. You simply can drop and release and create the sim that you want. Houses, mountain, or others. And once you create a place, you can save. So it will require signatures. We have quite a complete infrastructure here to allow you to create and mint the 3D sims. We currently deployed it on Matic, the Polygon test network. So it takes some time. signed.
5 minutes.
Yes, typical ways of authorize your signature in blockchain. The whole process is the data, the user data and the data of the whole process creation is protected by zero knowledge proof, and all the user data is stored in decentralized databases powered by Forever Grant. So once you create metas, is available under your profile, My Meta, and you can choose further to build a more sophisticated meta things, or you can mint. So see here is what I have created earlier. So you can choose to mint the NFT synth with some fees. Yeah. So it's ready. So you see it in once you fetch the current list. Yeah, it will be created under it. Yeah, it will be available on the networks and under your wallets. Yeah, see here. So once you create and mint the NFT, you can profit from the NFT by using our NFT marketplace in Buidl, buy and sell, or participate in our marketing affiliate program or advertisement profit sharing scheme. So there's a brief introduction on what you can achieve in Buidl. So let's jump back to the presentation. We compare with so currently there are three main players in the 3D lens. One is the Roblox, which is non-decentralized. Creator doesn't own the lens, and decentralized, they offer relatively low quality but high cost if you want to perform any activity inside the platform. Same issue with Sandbox, which charge high cost, and you need to pay minimal to it for the lens. While in Buidl, we naturally our decentralized lens is naturally support large scale at low cost. As you can see, our in-sim quality is quite high as well. We currently complete quite a lot of infrastructure buildings. We have complete UCG scenes editors, as I have demonstrated earlier. And all the data storage infrastructure is complete as well, powered by decentralized data provider for Evergram. And multiplayer online interruption is complete. The advertised customization systems and the UCG Sims building, NFT building, and the marketplace. We all complete all those infrastructure. In progress, we
1 minute.
We are focused. Thank you. We are focusing on designing the activity reward programs and advertising scheme. We are searching for corporate partners who would like to use our platform to carry on activities and upgrade our gaming interruption effect. And we would like to provide more meta templates as well for our user. Worth to mention is our resources pools protocol. We understand that a good game should be sustainable and stable for long runs. And our resource pool protocol can control the output of in-game rewards and can work as a bridge to channel others' other networks reward or such as token or coins into our game. So user and content creator can be rewarded with the different token from external projects, and it can help enhance our ecosystem as well. We see it as a way to maintain the sustainable growth.
Yeah.
Our team.
Time is up.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. So now is the question time. Feel free to show me any question.
Is that your alarm going off in the background?
No, there's no alarm on my background.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, good. All right. Thank you for your presentation, shooting. Judges, if you have any questions for Buidl, the team from Buidl, please unmute, turn on your camera and ask away.
Hello, I have one question. My curiosity is that how you increase your playfulness in your open world, because as we may know, when we go inside Sandbox, Decentraland, or other 3D metaverse, sometimes we have fun, and after a while we get bored because just a jump and create and similar design, not many games. So how you increase user adoption and engagement? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So that's the main part of the UCG, which is user create content. So we know that like people have a need to be creative and offer with a low cost tool, and that's one way. Offer free, low entrance, so to attract user. And thirdly, because our resource pool protocol. So we will partner with external good project. Currently, we have Thrillingo and others Web3 projects. They will come and build their 3D meta place or carry on some campaigns in our space. So that guaranteed we always have something new in the platform to channel. And that's the second point. The third one is that we have a rewarding system. So if a 3D theme created by the user is popular and there are more users to carry on activity in their 3D themes, naturally it motivates the creator to create more. And also if the 3D themes is good and attractive, it will keep in turn, it will keep the user engaged. So our resources pool protocol is play a critical role in growth and maintain our users in this sense.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Yuan from Starry Nif. Judges, do you have any other questions? We have a question in the chat from Alvin. Who is your target audience and how are you going to reach them?
So our target audience are like individual adults who would like to build their own 3D meta space, but short on budget. And we create low entrance to the we create low entrance. We don't have we have very low entrance barrier to obtain the NFT. And currently we how to obtain it? We have some like campaigns, reward campaigns, and also we partner with different DAOs or Web3 projects, and to organize activity with them to attract the users to into our platform. And we are welcome all the projects today. To to try to build a 3D sim or organize event on our space. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shulin. We have time for one more question. Nick, I see you have unmuted yourself.
Actually, a quick question. Actually, in Web 2, there are a lot of meta world there. So why users have to use a product from Web 3 but now use the Web 2 products?
So that comes to the fundamentals difference between Web 3 and Web 2. That is the decentralized. So user own the meta they created and all the user data and the creation process data will be stored in a decentralized data servers. So that's the fundamental motive for people who come to Godel and come to Web3. Yes. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Nick. All right, judges, if there's no more questions, that was T for Godel. Thank you for your time, Shuling. All right. Okay, we are on to the fifth project before we go on for our break. Next up, we have Content 5, which will be T5. Hayden, if you're ready, Hayden and Yami.
Yeah, I'm here. Let me share my screen.
Awesome.
Let me share my screen real quick. Sorry, a little bit of background noise.
No worries. If you like, you can turn on your camera as well.
I'm sharing right now. Give me a sec. Page comment. Okay, here we go. Thank you.
All right, yeah, we can see you. If you'd like to turn on your camera to show your face to the audience, that would be great as well.
All right. I should prepare. I should wash my hair. I'm just joking.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right,
yeah, a little bit. Here we go.
Go for it.
Not really a good background though. All right, here we go. Too much stuff. Okay. So hey everyone, this is Yami, the co-founder of Content 5. I've been engaged in media, art, and tech for almost 10 years. Let me ask you a question. Why Bill Gates said content is king in 1996? Well, you can keep the answer with yourself. I will figure it out later. Well, he predicted that the big money would be made with content. And we think it is truer than ever today. But the problems are most creators struggle to find financial security from their content. According to Podia's creator survey this year, 77% of creators said that brand deals was their highest source of revenue. Not to mention that the internet giants control and curate the content, limiting creator and user rights and ownership. For IP owners and our end users, they have another problem in common, that is right claims. IP owners struggle to protect their copyrights if they don't have money and legal team. Creators or end users hardly know what rights they are getting and where to get one-stop resources, especially when you are a newbie in this field. Content 5 wants to restore power to users and creators with NFT, IP fragmentation, on-chain IP licensing. To put it simply, Content 5 provides monetization infra for IPs in order to build the eco-weaver design LeapStart. A decentralized Kickstarter will launch its MVP during the X Global Hackathon at the end of this month. And we just launched a POC version of Femic, which is an MVP NFT derivative platform. Suppose you are a creator who wants to launch your first art collection. Contentfy will help you respond, build out your fan community, display, and trade your artwork by direct monetization architecture and our automated framework. You can define the rewards for your target audience as FT or NFT. For FT, you can define a share of your IP token to be distributed like a typical ICO. As for NFT, it can be categorized in different ways. Once you got everything set and submitted, a fully decentralized driven committee will process it. If it's proved, your project can get funded by everyone. If it fails to meet the minimum threshold to launch the project, all the funding can be returned to the users. If it succeeds, the creator can receive the funding fully or by stage, where the users can mint their FT or NFT immediately, which can be traded. Now, the users or supporters who minted FT can start to enjoy the dividends of the revenue originated from its IP. For NFT, the IP license type of NFT can be immediately claimed and to bootstrap another related Kickstarter session, which forms a loop of crowdfunding and its corresponding rewards. Collections will be verified in the Femic platform as legitimate derivative projects. After the project being successfully developed and delivered, users can redeem the privilege of their NFT via some token-gated platform or services to get the access of the content or redeem the specific merge. Well, here are some use cases you can see in our eco, and check out our vibe from the community. In order to compensate our community, stakeholders, and investors like you, our business model mainly in two scenarios. We will charge based on usage and functionality with tokenomics involved. In fact, we will have an airdrop for our upcoming offline event attendees. Both LeapStart and Femic originally incubated by Contentfy. They will lead the global market because we're not limited by certain types of content and market. And our eco will increase awareness of protecting copyrights and user ownership. But why us? Our international team has both Web 2 and Web 3 working experience. And the founder of Contentfy, Hayden, has been into the blockchain industry as a senior engineer since 2018. With localization perspective and startup mentality, we believe that we can build a sustainable business with our community partners, that creators, users, IP owners, brands, and financial institutions all stand to benefit from the eco we co-create. Drive mass adoption and help you scale. And here's our product roadmap. Thank you. Is that time up?
Oh, you have another 5 minutes if you want to go.
I saw that my time is up.
No, you still have 5 minutes.
Okay, great. Well, you can check out some of our community partners like Starbucks Grind. It's a startup global community to bridge all the startups and investors. And we have our NFT consultant from US and our advisors from Japan, who is also a producer. And me, myself, used to work for Cheetah Mobile, our pro, to promote our mobile apps into North American market and some Southeast Asia markets. And of course, our very one-of-kind team, all the devs and UI, they are all volunteering, working for us right now, but they are very engaged within the team. Okay, and here's our product roadmap. So this year, we're mainly focusing on building our product and the community. That's why we already finished some of the plan. We have a plan for next year. But next year, we will also have some new platform upgradation. For example, like we will have Shopify as our, we will actually integrate with Shopify to build our own token-gated commerce. And we will also make LeapStart and FanMake more engaged and combined, so we can create an end loop for the creation for our creators and users. And therefore, we can have this ecosystem with our partners together. And we're very welcoming you join us on this early stage. And thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Yami from Content 5. Judges, if you have any questions for T5, please ask away.
Hi, Yami.
Oh, hey there.
I think this is a great project. Just want to see how you want to expand the business. Just what could be your first group of customers and how you to grow them and scale them.
Sorry, can you repeat it again? Because I can't hear it very clear.
Okay, yeah. So who could be your first target group of customers?
Okay.
Creators that I think that should be using your platforms, and how would you sustain growing them as well as make them sticky on your platforms?
That's a great question. Well, before we actually initial our project, we already have some of the I would say like early adopters. For example, our let's say FanMake is our IP NFT derivative platform, and all the CC0 projects will be on board, and they are already on board. For example, Moonbirds, for example, like Amphers projects, and all the other IP holders. If you're, let's say, if you're an Azuki holder, and you want to expand your personal IP, how are you gonna do it? You have to like build on your own, right? And all of the process will be manual, and it will be quite cost, but whether it's on the money or on the time, and we can help you with that. That's only one thing we can do for our IP holder. And but before you actually got on our platform, you still need to figure out how to make your IP copyrights legitimate, right? So we already integrate with A16Z IP license on our platform. So if you're the NFT project, you just submit your project, and then we will do the license, and you can also have a revenue sharing, basically royalty.
Okay, so I think my question is, what type of creators you could go to first? I know you mentioned Moonbirds. I know you mentioned a few guys, which basically it feels like your close friends or circles or initial supporters for the projects. But for that to grow, do you want to go more kind of like a mouth spreading approach? Okay, or you want to specifically targeting some type of customers and scale it? Because if you go one by one, creators naturally, whether it's talking about the KOLs, etc., they have their own challenges. Not just creating NFTs. It's actually how managing their communities using NFTs. Do you do that as well?
Well, we're basically the platform, so we kind of use the incentive plan to build to bond them together, to bond the creators and their fans. Mm-hmm. So basically, their fans are not just the fans; they are the investors, right? And our the first target group would be the long tail creators, because they are the one who needs the most about our platform or resources, since they have no time and money, and it will help them to get started. And for those, for example, if you are one of the, if you are Yuga Lives, currently we are not on the same position, right? So that's not our first target.
No problem. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thanks, Wang Hao, for your question. We have time for one more question for Content 5. Any other judges you'd like to ask a question?
Yeah, so I'm kind of curious about the name, the Content 5. I got the content part, and what's the 5, and how is it related to DeFi?
Not really. We actually want to find a segment like we can get into in Web3 world, right? But we can't find any of them. That's why we created by ourselves Content 5, apparently content and finance. The reason like we want to use finance, we want to combine finance to the content is because we think each creator needs a sustainable financial support in order to free their mind and creativity. And I think that's the sustainable way to do that. That's the reason we created this name. And of course, because it's in Web3, right? And it does has related with some of the Web3 technology.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Thank you. Okay, I think Hayden has something to say. Hayden is our founder. You want to say?
Actually, we have a plan to make a crossover onto the DeFi industry. So because we have mentioned that one of our key features is called IP fractionalization. So that thing is to, we allow users, especially the creators, to fragment their IP into different shares. So users who hold those tokens can actually gain the revenues that generated from those NFT tradings, including the minting income and also the royalty income. And those kind of income can be used to incentivize those token holders, which shares the IP in their own partitions. So this way we can also have some integration with some existing DeFi protocols like Uniswap, or also some things like AAVE. We can integrate those income channels together with the liquidity pools to use as a way to incentivize those token holders for specific IP. As you see now, nowadays, those holders for BAYC, basically the ApeCoin, they don't have much usability based on that token. It's just for governance usage. And in our way, we can give more benefits to those token holders, as you can share all the income that not only from your official NFT collection, but also all the derivative and also all the co-branding projects who has a relationship on the IP level with your IP team. So in that way, it's actually a very wide and massive adoption that all those IP holders can benefit from all the ecosystem that their team is trying to build. So yeah, that's basically my answer for your question. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Content 5 team. With that, we have come to the end of the first segment on the first 5 projects who have presented. Judges, just a reminder, that was T5, Content 5. All right, and now we will have our next segment with which is our sponsor speech. We have our first sponsor, Starry Nif, to present about themselves and what they're working on.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me share the screen. Hi, Wesley, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Great. Okay, let me start. Thank you so much for giving me this chance to share our project, Starry Nift. We are a gamified massive creation metaverse. We welcome all partners to build a Web3 open world together to create, play, socialize, and earn. So today, my presentation is not showing you guys a complete, decent concept, but how we start from scratch how we build everything from 0 to 1. Maybe you see some things a little bit messy, but afterwards you would see we have lots of momentums, and I wish we have more chances to build the world together. Yeah. So first of all, I wish to share the key pillars. Our proposition at the very beginning is like this. For the first stage, we need to try our best to get bigger user adoption by selling NFT blind boxes and design some leisure games. Afterwards, we utilize the DeFi to make more people enjoy P2E mechanism. And then we bring more brands to curate different projects and build more things together. And afterwards, we wish to provide a value discovery mechanism to help the users to find more about the different aggregated data, what's the best projects, and how they can monetize their assets in this virtual world. So to better understand our proposition, I compare ourselves with these key competitors. As you may say, like Axie Infinity and Mobox and some other games, we do have our own native contents and some meme concepts as well. We use P2E games to attract the first batch of users. But different from them, we move on towards a metaverse direction. So similar like Sandbox and Decentraland, we try to build an open world where people can enjoy a virtual conference, can socialize with their friends, or can bring different little games together. So in long run, we wish to provide a more playfulness for the different users. To realize this, we need a robust architecture. We have a strong on-chain and off-chain infra, and also we have our own engine for the games. And another important thing for long-sustainable incentive is that the token economy, compared with other projects, I think we allocate more percentage to the communities. So people can get benefits in future from create to earn, play to earn, govern to earn, stake to earn, etc. So we wish to benefit all the holders, the participants by future airdrop and some other long-run P2E mechanism. To realize all of this, especially it's a bear market now, we have strong backers. As you may know, Alameda is the investment entity of FTX, and also Binance Lab and BSC fund investors. I think the key thing is that SIG, the early and top investor of ByteDance, also lead this round. So we have both Web2 and Web3 empowerment. Yeah, and we are a very multicultural team. We're based in Singapore, Europe, China, and so on. The founding team is composed of different backgrounds, including blockchain, gamers, and the finance. Besides the full-time, around 15 full-time people, we also have many more ambassadors, volunteers, freelancers, and DAO supporters all over the world. We wish more creative partners would join us as well. So the next part is about our momentums. As I mentioned, how we start and up to today. So in the stage 0, we only have a landing page. You can imagine it as a virtual pop mart where you can buy the blind box and you can enjoy different designs. It's a PFP. So luckily, in the very beginning, around 2 months, we sell over $7 million US. We have over 33K holders. So by that stage, we accumulate both money for the next stage, and also we win some awards like BSC MVP. And most importantly, we gain lots of users who support us until today, always give us good suggestions. And sometimes they would even bring more people without short-term incentive. And some of them even join the team as well. For stage 1, we try different strategies. Maybe you will feel it's a little fragmented, but each month we try to arrange different activities, develop the product to a new level to make more people enjoy the world. So since last September, we have Ethereum and BSC cross-chain bridge. We bring more multi-chain ecosystem together. And afterwards, we launched the tournament to let people enjoy the NFTs and the BUSD reward. And we are the top 3 IGO projects on Binance NFT. And afterwards, we bring more guilds and studios to enjoy the battlefield and some other GameFi functions. And after this period, we try to minimize the USD incentive, but to try to add more creation elements to make the vibe more healthy, more long-term oriented. So we built our 3D gallery where people can enjoy different exhibitions for different seasons. And we upgrade the system and provide the breeding system as well to make the NFTs evolve rather than a static design. And afterwards, we arrange lots of contests, both about art design, about GameFi mechanism design, etc., to make the whole metaverse more open-minded. So by May, we launched the marketplace, the spaceship game, and the 3D Starryverse, which also support the VR and AR tools. So it's a more immersive experience compared with previous 2D GameFi. And for the next stage, we want to make the different functions together with more systematic logic. So we try to build an open world with 2B and 2C UGC content. For example, we collaborate with Builder DAO to make the scenes different style with different world view. And we add different little games like graffiti, treasure hunt, battle, etc. to make it more fun than Sandbox and Decentraland, which most time you can only run and see different characters. And also, like some other project mentioned, the Ready Player Me, we use their system to provide people the tools to customize their avatars. And we also connect with different projects to provide BNB domain name and BAB holders benefits. For example, once we check you are a BAB holder, you would have a different suit. You have different buff in the game. So you can enjoy real deed function as well. So we change slowly from a purely NFT project to a GameFi project and finally to a metaverse. Yeah. So for the next stage, we would build our own lab. So if you guys are interested, you can connect with me afterwards. For the key projects, we have strategic collaboration. We would give fund around 100,000 USD. And we wish we bring different traffic together, different designs together, all into a metaverse. Because if a metaverse is designed only by ourselves, it's not a real metaverse. So we want to collaborate all the good projects together to promoting the ecosystem and the interconnectivity. Yeah, so like I mentioned, I just give you some examples. So right now, people can enjoy different avatar, different space, different events. And later on, we would integrate more tools and integrate more data. So you can enjoy not only P2E game, but more entertainment in this metaverse. So we welcome more projects, DAOs, designers, and QLs together to build it. Here, some people ask me what kind of games we will have, what designs we like. So I just give you some examples. To save time, I would go through very quickly. So you can see we change from simple game to SLG game. We add more workview and the designers. Change from concept to stories to finally different modes. And the different media coverages and the different research institutes rank us top 10 in different categories. The most important thing, I think, is partnerships. So for the last slide, I want to emphasize it again. No matter you are also a same metaverse or you are a specific tool, we welcome in future, we collaborate together. I'm sure many of you guys may do a better job than us, and in long run, we will make this Web3 prosperous. Thank you. That's all.
All right. Thank you, Yuan from Starry Nift. For those who have just joined us, Starry Nift is one of our sponsors for today's event and not a participating project. All right. So once again, thank you, Yuan. Thank you, Starry Nift.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we will go on to our next segment, which will be the next 5 projects which are presenting their pitches today. Up next, we have from Team 6, Luna from Charity 3.
Okay, thank you. I'll show my screen. Sorry, I will. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Luna from the Charity 3 project. It's really an honor to be here to share our idea about the charity industry and the future possibility of the industry with Web3 technology. Can you view my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Charity 3 is a project released by a group of people who would like to make the charity more transparent and credible with Web3 knowledge. We'd like to bring changes to the whole industry, that people know how their money is used and what changes they made by donating. I will introduce from 3 aspects: why we want to set up such a project, how we will do it, and what's the return. Now let's have a view about the charity industry. According to the National Council for Voluntary Organization Almanac 2021, the voluntary sector contributed £20 billion to the economy in 2020. It has a
Luna, you haven't shared your screen. It's you can share again. Okay, now it's okay.
Okay, thank you. Then I will go on. It has a total income of £56 billion a year, and most are spent on delivering charitable objectives. These years, with COVID-19 raging all over the world, the traditional charity industry met with many challenges, and they are also seeking for a solution. On the other hand, the lockdown constraints caused by the pandemic disease have led to a great increase in saving, which benefits the charity indirectly. In conclusion, the new situation brings infinite possibilities, and we believe it's the time for us to do something revolutionary with the new technology. Then let's have a look at the pain points in traditional charity and what we can do about it. The first one, lack of transparency. For normal people, it's very hard to monitor the usage of their donation in the traditional charity. They only know they gave, but don't know to whom they gave and how the giving make things different. And the second one, inefficient. Cash donating, especially transnational donations, usually ask for rather complicated bank flows and several time difference. And against the pain points, we worked out some solutions. We combined centralization and decentralization, use smart contract to donate and recording all the related info on the blockchain. Volunteers and auditors are obligated to identify the people in need. And coins will be sent via blockchain, and there's no extra cost except for gas fee, even the funds are transferred among different countries. No time difference, no bank, just 2 wallets, and the transfer can be completed within minutes. With all these solutions, we expect we can make the industry larger and bring more value for donors, fundraisers, and auditors as the trust and efficiency issues are solved. And we have a strong technology team which is very familiar with Web3. With all the changes brought on by the pandemic, we had a good chance to do something different. Now we come to the next part, how we manage to solve trust issues and efficiency issues. In the light of blockchain consensus mechanism and its characteristic of immutable, we designed a system, return the supervisory power and most of the discretion right to users. We have 5 roles in this system. Donors and fundraisers are easy to understand, so I won't explain too much. And auditors, public monitors, and attribution committee are here to ensure the whole process reliable and justice. Users can pledge to be an auditor. who is in charge of checking the fundraiser's authenticity, and they will take a cut from the donation as a reward for their job. And a public monitor can be anyone. They can start an appeal if they find a project fraud. An arbitration committee is a centralized department which consists of authorized charities and institutions. When an appeal is started, the committee needs to do the investigation and make a judgment. And considering the increased demand, we choose the medical charity to be our first target. And this is our business flow chart. We can have a look. Firstly, a fundraiser can start a request from our website. The request will enter our centralized database. Then the auditors claims tasks and do the investigation to check if the project is a fraud. Once the fundraiser is approved by the auditor, the smart contract will begin to receive donation, and the donors can begin to donate. The money will be sent to the hospital's wallet, which is announced to the public, and fundraiser is required to provide the receipt of treatment fee to prove the donation is used on curing diseases. The total process is under the monitor by the public. And once someone finds the project suspicious, they can challenge it. And when the number of challengers reach a certain threshold, an appeal will be started and the case will be submitted to the arbitration committee. And the committee will investigate and make the final decision. The loser will be fined, and the fine will be the reward for the winner. Then let's have a look at our website. For fundraiser, this is the page for them. They can simply register here with their ID info and fill in the next formula, this one, to raise the fund. And the submitted request will enter a list for audit. Auditors can claim tasks here and do the investigation and get materials to check if the project is real and reliable. They can upload the materials and give their judgment about the project here. Reject or approve. And this is the page for the public. Anyone who has a wallet could be a donor. Click on the donate button to open the transaction dialog. Then you can donate. The to address is fixed to be the hospital's address. And if anyone finds a project fraud, they can submit an appeal request. Choose the reason here and give your detailed information. And just wait for the result. Once the appeal is accepted, the arbitration committee will receive notice. They need to do investigation and give their detailed opinion about each appealing reason. And after all three committee members submit their formula, our system will generate a report about the case automatically. Okay, then this is all the main pages for operating. And let's have a view of our team. We have Yufo, our founder, a very insightful and experienced Web3 lover, and Joseph, who served as executive in a charity institution for a long time and knows about the operation very well. And we also have another 3 co-founders who are experienced in system structures, team management, and oversee operation. And we also have an initial team consisting of designer, developer, and product manager. Okay, then the last part, what can we get from the project? As a welfare project, we can return you not only with money, but also reputation and branding. Actually, we will take a cut from each fundraiser as our operation fee. We expect with trust issues and efficiency issues solved, there will be more people willing to donate, and we can make the industry larger and have more business. Thus, we can have more commission. And also, we will put our investors' brand on our website as the symbol of social responsibility. In future, we will also work with the government to raise gift aid, which means donors can save taxes by donating. Also, we have the plan to release our token, but they will come much later, when our business and community are mature enough. And let us have a raw picture of our tokenization. It will be used as compensation for the gas fee paid by auditors and also as extra reward for auditors and arbitration committee for their job. Also, we will accept it as donation and collateral. More utilities are still under planning, and NFT for each fundraiser is included as a proof of donation and a symbol of honor. This is all our business plan, and please allow me give my thanks to our organizer and our company for them holding the demo day and giving us the opportunity to learn and extend our views about Web3. And also many thanks to the Buidl team's support and our CTO Win's encouragement to innovation. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Luna, for your presentation on Charity 3. That was T6, Charity 3. Judges, if any questions, you can raise them now. You can turn on your mic, turn on your camera, and ask away.
Hey, hi. Yeah, so I'm just wondering, actually a friend of mine, he's doing a similar project, and he actually faced a lot of difficulties in helping his fundraisers to ramp off, since it's charity, and it's a heavily regulated in the traditional finance space. In other words, it's very difficult to go to any OTC license partners to off-ramp into fiat. So I'm just wondering if the team has taken into consideration of that part. Has this obstacle been tackled, or how you guys planning to deal with it? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I will try my best to answer in English. It is indeed a very difficult point, and it also caused many discussions in our team internally. Firstly, we need to develop a good relationship with the target country's government, I think. Actually, we don't accept the donation from fiat. We only accept the donation from the crypto. In the future, I think our target country might be Singapore or United Kingdom, because in Singapore we have many contacts, and the United Kingdom has a very developed charity industry, and we will try to develop our business to the government, our relationship with the government.
Yep. All right. Okay. Thank you. Yep. By the way, I just do mean that funds can be raised in crypto, but I guess there should be some centralized party to help to off-ramp those crypto to fiat, since most of your fundraisers, they want the funds to be in fiat. Yeah. So, yeah, but I do get your point. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darius, for your question. Any other judges have a question for Luna and Charity 3?
Hello. I have a question on what would be your end goal? Would you plan to have the platform auto-run in the end, or there's going to be teammates continuously supporting the operations?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Oh, what's the end goal? Do you plan to have a smart contract control the processes going forward, or it will be mainly maintained by human to support the operation from your team, Charity 3 team?
Sorry, the host, can I have a translation?
Do you understand, or you want to reply question in Chinese?
I want to translate of the question.
Okay, I can help you. So, Sarah asked, 她问的是你们是用 smart contract 智能合约，还是说用很 human 的方式、人力的方式去运营你们的平台？ Okay, so you can reply maybe in English. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. The donation and the information public will use a smart contract, and we have some offline investigation, and that will use the human face to face. Yeah, that's all.
好的。所以就我直接 okay. So I guess my question is what's the end goal? 就是最终的目标是希望就是除了线下边就 auditing 通过人力之外，就 Charity 3 team 不会eventually 不会去 intervene over the whole process.
No， 我们的运营团队不会做这件事情。
Got it.
Hi, excuse me, I have a question.
Okay.
Do you have plans to integrate with the existing Web3 charities? For example, the Ukraine donation address. Like, can you support the current customers to donate to the existing projects?
Yeah, we have the plan, but we are still doing the research. As the project and the business is at very initial stage, these plan are not landing actually, but we have to plan to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Right, thank you, Luna and Charity3 for your presentation. Judges, that was T6, Charity3, just completed. Thanks, Luna. Okay, next we are moving on to T7. T7 is clip protocol.
Wesley, you can skip T7. I haven't seen them. So maybe next one is T8.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Right, Jupiter and Rosenbridge, T8, you're up next.
Yeah, okay. So let me share my screen first. Right. So can you see my screen now?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So let's begin. Hi everyone, I'm Jupiter, the founding member of Rosenbridge. So Rosenbridge is a gateway to parallel worlds, and it provides a new way of gamified social interactions. I'm glad to be here to present our project to you. So before I kick off, I would ask you several questions. Have you ever had your favorite photo suddenly go missing because your Facebook account was banned? Have you ever had your favorite influencer's account banned so you could no longer follow her? Or may I ask, have you ever felt a headache or confusion about the Web3 tools? Or were you really addicted to any Web3 applications? You know the answer. That's why I don't want to talk much about this. I will just tell you how we're gonna fix it. We'll solve those problems by preserving the simplicity and smooth user experience of Web2 platforms and empowering it with the right Web3 technologies. Through this, Rosenbridge could be inclusive to all users who want to step into Web3 smoothly. All users will be given fair treatment and an opportunity to create, own, and gain under the same rules. Now I will introduce several core concepts in Rosenbridge. The first one is planets. Planets are the native parallel worlds in the Rosen's ecosystem. They are developed and maintained by their communities. Some are native to Rosen, and some are built around external metaverses, but can remain interconnected to the rest of the Rosen ecosystem. Every planet has some unique functions or gameplays that users can explore. Alpha is the very first planet and the base camp in Rosen universe. So in the spread of Web3, Alpha is created to enable users to create and preserve memories permanently. So users can locate their friends, explore key locations, owned by other users, record their precious memories on the plot and maintain as NFTs, from which they can gain directly and own fully. In Alpha, now there are two main roles that users could choose. The first one is Blazer. As we set up 1,000 city landmarks as the initial land plots, Blazers are those who occupy those plots and get rewarded for maintaining them. One could label it the metaverse's monopoly. We encourage those Blazers to enhance the influence of their plot through social media and networks to preserve these landmarks in Alpha, for which they get rewarded. So this role is created for players who like play to our crypto games or leaders who love managing their own pace of the social network. The other role is visitors, who are generally the basic users or players of Alpha. When a visitor mints an NFT based on any one plot, the picture of this land plot is considered as an underlying canvas for the NFT customizing. And the visitor has to pay a gas fee, and the majority goes to the blazer who maintains the plot. On the other hand, visitors can also gain tokens by helping the blazers in completing their daily maintenance tasks. This is mainly through movements and active time of visitors. With the ever-growing flow of information and content, our attention span has become very narrow, and we consume content faster than ever. The silver lining of this evolution is that there is a lot of value in preserving your most special memories. In contrast to those burned after reading apps, Planet Alpha helps you slow it down, recall, store, and share this most precious memory in your life. Besides, with the core build and core ecosystem, the more you contribute to the community in Alpha, the more you will gain. It's like a Web3 Live album, an album that you can build, you can earn, and you can interact with real people. Let's open a whole new life owned by you. So in Rosenbridge, the tokenomic model is composed of multiple tokens with Rosen as the core. Rosen can be exchanged with other tokens used in different parallel worlds and planets, such as energy. Energy is the main currency used in the alpha. It is generated by visitors' movements with active time and will be consumed by blazers to maintain the plots. This means visitors could sell energy to blazers for exchanging Rosen, and Rosen also has many other consumption passes. For example, users can consume Rosen to mint the NFTs, or buy avatars or other assets, etc. We will also cooperate with payment providers so that we could integrate fiat currency payment, which could enable users to buy Web3 assets directly and conveniently. We are launching our MVP shortly and will conduct the market verification. For Q4, we will release the beta version, build the community app, and kick off the seed series fundraising. In the next year, we will launch the product officially, issue tokens, and scale it up to the next level through various marketing campaigns. Our team is distributed all over the world, and we are experienced in Web2 and Web3 startups and know how to scale from 0 to 1. We are from top companies and institutions. We are not anonymous, and we really value our projects as we value our reputation. I'm a blockchain architect studying at the University of Edinburgh. Will, our co-founder Stella, is China director at 500 Global, which is a top-tier global VC firm. F is serial entrepreneur and global tech investor. Jen is a senior engineer from Alibaba. Alberto was head of growth in Latin, and James is CEO of Microsoft Accelerator in North Asia. We are a highly collaborative group across the mobile, venture capital, and blockchain sectors. So why we stand out? Let me do a quick recap. Besides our starting team with good reputation, we integrate user-friendly UX UI inherent from Web2 applications, and we utilize Web3 technology in a reasonable way, which is based of bringing massive adoption to Web3. We also have advantages in our localization strategy, in which we can leverage our network with influencers in Latin and to bring them into our communities as early adopters. Through our one-week outreach last week, we have 12 influencers working with us whose total follows come into over 4 million. So we are now recruiting more influencers joining our whitelist. Moreover, we are capable of scaling our project up with a deliberated, scalable structure in Rosenbridge. We fill in the gap between SocialFi and GameFi. We make R and O all in one. So now I will show you our prototype. Hi everyone, I will briefly introduce our demo here. So let's sign in to Rosenbridge and we will see the dashboard. We can see some personal data here and then we can go to the Alpha Planet. So let's click the avatar here and go to the personal cell. We can add some social links here to let our followers to find us on other platforms. And if you are a Blazer, you can see your occupied post here. And if you have minted some NFT with your friends, you can see those here. And if you connect your wallet, you can also see some external assets in this personal sale. So if you are a producer, you can click this and you can start moving to earn through like equipped with those avatar. So those avatars can increase your earning rate and earning efficiency. Let's click on, and you can see that we are starting to move to earn, and click off, confirm, we're back to alpha. So if you are a Blazor, you can click those polygons on the map, and those are plots. So you can see the information here. You can see how many people have viewed this plot, and you can see how many NFT has been minted. So as I'm a Blazor, so I can maintain this plot. So you can see there is a progress bar here. This means durability. So the durability decides how many NFT can be minted that day. So I need to maintain this plot to increase the durability, to increase the limit of how many NFT can be minted. So I need to use some energy here to increase the durability. Right.
1 minute left.
So the last feature is mint NFT through plot. So if you are a general user, you can mint your customized NFT. You can insert some words here. For example, good days. Yeah. And you can you can add Blazors here. You can also drag here, and you can add longitude and latitude. You can add other friends. Yeah. And you confirm. If you don't have money, you don't mint it as an NFT. You can try a free trial, and you can share it to your friends, or you share it to other platforms. Basically, this is our product. Thanks. So thanks Moledao for having me today. Thanks everyone. If you are interested in Rosenbridge, or you are interested in joining our whitelist to get free to our ride, which is quite limited seats, don't hesitate to visit our website or contact me directly. Any input or support will be appreciated. So any questions?
All right. Thank you, Jupiter from Rosenbridge. Judges, do take note. This is Team 8 Rosenbridge. Okay. All right. Judges, if you have any questions, feel free to unmute your mic, or turn on your camera and ask away.
Yeah.
Hi, I have a question. I'm curious about the geography of your targeted audiences, because different country, people use different APPs. They have different culture, different language. So I'm wondering, what's your go-to-market strategy? Yeah, thank you.
All right. So as I have said, we have a great localization strategy. So basically, our go-to-market strategy is that firstly, we will verify our product and our value proposition, and then we will execute our marketing strategy, such as exposing our projects in hackathons, demo days, and other public events. And we will leverage our network to recruit influencers as early adopters all over the world. So we let those Blazors or adopters to attract more local users to us. So, and we will conduct a solid strategy to increase the conversion rate of our project marketing promotion by focusing on localization promotion and lowering the barriers to entry. So after that, we will try to make our users stay by adding more features to meet their requirements and help them to build their own social networks in Rosenbridge to raise the replacement cost if they want to use other apps. Moreover, as we emphasize the importance of core build and core, Blazors will be the ambassadors, as I have said, of Rosenbridge, who bring more people to us and are accordingly. So we will try to connect with more KOLs, influencers, and so on to increase the number of our ambassadors to catch a huge user base. So that's our go-to-market strategy. Hope this answer your question.
Yeah, I think your logic is very clear, and you also mentioned partially in your presentation, but actually I'm looking forward to a more specific answer. actually, this is asked by my investor at very beginning as well. They try to say, oh, your team is mainly from China and very beginning, how you really expand your strategy in C or some other places. Yeah, that's why I'm asking, because I think in China, policy issue, if you go abroad, there are other unfamiliar situations as well. Yeah, that's why I ask.
Yeah, actually, our marketing team is overseas. So as you can see, our team member, Arbota, is from Latin. So he's our marketing lead. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Xuan, for your question. Jupiter, Elvin in the chat has asked, how do you make money, or how are you going to monetize your product?
Right. So we make money like most of the social firework GameFi applications. We sell avatars. We like if a user mint activity, we also gain some money from that. And we also like if players want to occupy applause, they also need to give us some money there. So I hope this can answer your question.
All right, Elvin, does that answer your question? All right.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay, we have time for one more question for Team 8 Rosenbridge. Judges, anyone has a question to ask? All right, if there's no other questions, thank you, Jupiter. And judges, once again, judges and those in the audience, that was Team 8 Rosenbridge. All right. Now we have Team 7 from Clip Protocol. Josh, are you there?
Hi, thank you. Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Josh. All right, great. Thanks for joining us. All right. So you have 10 minutes to do your pitch, and there'll be a 5-minute Q&A after that.
Okay, great. I'm in New York, and it's quite early for me, so I pre-recorded a video with the overview. Is that all right?
Yeah, go for it. Your 10 minutes starts when you start your video.
Okay, great.
Judges, just take note, this is Team 7 Clip Protocol.
Hello, thank you very much for listening to this over. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Can you see it now?
There we go. Go for it.
I'm sorry, John.
We can't really hear you.
Let me just turn it up. Form that has a brand new concept that's going to help a lot of people. And I'm so happy that you are listening to me. So thanks again. My name is Josh. I've been in the industry for 5 years and have worked in business development and advisory for some of the very large projects. So as a high-level overview, Clip is working on addressing a few important themes or important barriers to entry for entry-level DeFi users. Those include the high fees, the cross-chain investing, and really understanding wallets and how to use DeFi better, because, as we know, it's a very challenging type of product, and a relatively few number of people understand how to truly use DeFi and take advantage of it. Clip is made to help as many people as possible understand DeFi, benefit from DeFi, and get all of the great investment returns, as well as a good community. So Clip solves these key problems based on our very advanced cross-chain technology, our safety, and our very mature API. We take the very best pools and the very best protocols and integrate them into our system. We have an advanced safety mechanism using what's called the TSS protocol for protecting wallets. And we do third-party audits on our partner protocols as well. So doing all of these things together, we get a very, very safe and effective platform. We have a full stack of architecture that's already built out. On top is the API, which obviously connects with all of the top protocols, the TSS safety, and a strong risk control system. As I mentioned, the API is going to hook into all of the very top protocols and platforms in the DeFi space. So we're going to first start with Ethereum protocols because number one, there's a lot of them and they have very advanced and well-known DeFi pools. Number two, it's easier to integrate with many at once rather than some of the eccentricities of Solana or Near. And we'll take some of the very best well-known protocols first, such as Uniswap and PancakeSwap and Aave and Trader Joe, and integrate those into our API. Users will see the benefits of the system immediately, and they'll also have very, very clear data that no other system can provide. The security is one of the keys to the system. As we know, there's a lot of hacks in DeFi, but our system is able to shard the private keys. So that means that it's much, much harder to infiltrate a system. And if one key is lost, that doesn't mean the wallet will actually be able to be hacked. We have some unique perspective on our platform. One of the key things that we have, we form a community with hunters and investors, and these get together and form pools, investment pools, where the hunters are actually guiding and helping the investors take advantage of the best pools and new assets in those protocols mentioned above. And it forms a community and helps a mutual reinforcing cycle of growing the assets in the protocol. We use a very sophisticated vault system that provides additional liquidity and fees and creates, again, a virtual cycle of benefits for the users. Importantly, we've created a model where the hunters get a leveraged return on their investment by bringing in additional investors. And that is helping those investors because they are pointed to the best pools, and also they are guided to the timing of the investment. Meanwhile, the hunter has to put up some collateral. So in the case that the investment goes bad, they take the first loss. So they get more upside, but they also get the potential downside if there's a bad outcome. And we've laid out the chart very clearly about how the profits will be distributed. So again, we have a really sophisticated risk control mechanism to make sure that the investors are protected, that their funds are safe, and that they are liquidated in the case that there is a drawdown before they have too much money. So, we're really about protecting the new investors in DeFi and getting them the most, the safest returns and the best risk controls. And we're doing that in a way that creates an entire ecosystem with loans and collateral to help form a functioning community. Over time, we'll slowly transition our governance to a DAO system, and that will put all of the governance up to votes, including the different protocols, the different treasury assets, and how everything is distributed. Of course, we have a very conservative token allocation. We want to make sure that our community has a very bright future in terms of the tokens, and we have metrics in place to make sure that the supply is not too great and only is allocated once there's a certain amount of assets under management. Again, the release schedule is very slow and conservative, with vesting in a very conservative path for all of our partners, marketing professionals, and the team. And we've made a lot of progress. We are shortly about to release the system and go live. We have a very excited community and a very, very comprehensive ecosystem. We are raising funds now, and we have a very, very exciting opportunity. So again, we're so thankful that you could listen to the presentation, and look forward to working together. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Josh, for your presentation. I just wanted to check if there's anything else before we move on to the Q&A.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. Thanks for the time so far.
Sure, no problem. All right. Judges, this is T7 clip protocol. If you have any questions, please unmute yourself, turn on your camera, and ask away.
Hi, excuse me, I have a question.
Sure.
So the CLIP protocol integrates first with EVM chains. So I'm just wondering, are you guys planning to integrate with a layer 2 protocol such as Optimism and Arbitrum? And my second question would be, how far are you guys in terms of development? Do you have any source code to share with? Thank you.
Sure. I think, again, the first step is integrating with the EVM layer 1s, just because that's easier. Arbitrum and Optimism Stack, where they all have their own particular types of integrations. Also, the asset pools are much greater on layer 1. So we'll start there, but we're definitely looking into layer 2 as well. As far as source code, I mean, I'm not sure from a security issue if we can send those out, but we can. We do have a testnet that is in production, so we can share that if you're interested.
Okay, thank you. Also, I'm from Buidl, which is a auditing company. So, how many rounds of security auditing are you guys planning to have before the actual launch? And like, what would be the security posture? Like after the product is launched, how are you going to monitor the on-chain activity and risk control?
Yeah, we have a team that will be continually doing internal reviews, especially for our internal TSS structure. As far as the number of audits, I think we'll have 2 audits before launch, and then every protocol that we connect our API with, we'll do an additional audit just to make sure that there's no vulnerabilities there.
Okay, thank you.
Right, thanks, Jasper, for your question. Josh, Sarah from Impossible Finance is asking, what is the vault strategy selection criteria?
The vault strategy is based on some of the, it can be one of 2 things. First is that if it's one of our very large and active hunters, which is one of the individuals leading sort of large communities within our protocol, and those hunters will be able to direct towards certain vaults. Additionally, if a particular protocol or a particular pool is being used by many different hunters and it's extremely popular, that could also be a vault. So there's, based on the activity, we'll choose those vaults.
Sorry, I have another question. So you guys mentioned that your ultimate goal is to have a multi-chain vault structure. And how are you guys planning to connect different blockchains? Are you guys going to have your own blockchain and have your own relayers to relay messages from different blockchains?
No, I mean, right now, I don't know, theoretically that could work. Right now, we're just trying to use pool strategy to minimize the gas fees by pooling many transactions and providing a more secure and seamless funding strategy than creating our own blockchain. So at first, at least, we'll just focus on just optimizing EVM chains and our EVM integrations than creating our own layer 1.
Okay, so just to clarify that users will need to use other products to cross-chain their assets in order to use your product in different chains, right?
No. That's part of our feature, is that they don't need to use, they can use whatever EVM chain they want, and we will, our protocol, our smart contract will do the conversion for them.
Okay. For example, so users have a USDC on the Binance Smart Chain, and then they wanna deposit the USDC in the Ethereum blockchain, and how they convert the USDC in BNB chain to the Ethereum chain.
They don't have to worry about that. They can just deposit it through us, and we'll do the conversion and credit them.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks, Jasper, for your question. Thank you, Josh. Once again, that was Team 7 Clip Protocol.
Thank you very much.
Nice. All right. Yes, judges, just one more reminder that was Team 7 Clip Protocol. Okay, moving on to our second last project for the day, Forcin, Team 9. Hi, Phil.
Hello.
Hey. All right. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. All right. Hello, everyone. This is Phil from Foreseen. So basically today we're gonna introduce our project. Basically, first of all, I would like to ask the one question: what is our Web3 future imagination? Also, what we think is the most important element to build up the metaverse for future? For us, basically, our answer is stories. Tons of stories and contents. So it will be a very essential part in the coming 3 to 5 years. So actually, Foreseen is a project that to solve the problem for our own founding team. Here's the thing. So basically, we can say the fundamental ideas of Foreseen is basically regarding 4 parts: IP collaboration, content community, creator economy, and the incubator. The main thing of this is that we face a problem of our founding team that as creators, usually there will be some problems. For example, centralized platform controls the flow from flow economy, or the contract sometimes is not fair if we release an IP or sell the IP. So once we have this kind of situations, then what we can do? Then Web3 is part, or actually what we think is the solution of the contents and IP incubation for creators. So basically you can understand Foreseen is a project that by creators and for creators. By the way, apologize for the long one deck, so that maybe the characteristics might be a little bit small, but you can just enjoy the pictures and listen to what I'm emphasizing. So basically, as mentioned, the problem is that Web2 world, the centralized platform controls how the flow, while the pain points for different users or different profile is, for example, individual creators. There's more than 20 million Chinese literature writers, and then how can they make money without we believe their contents will be liked by many other people, but then if the flow is controlled by the platforms, then there's a problem for them to make money. Also, how do we check the authentic rights and also the confirmation of rights between creation teams? If some people making pictures, some people in the team making literature and contents, some people doing musics, how are we doing the benefit distribution? Third, fans and consumers. Actually, today, under such situation, as mentioned, minority yearners, fan consumers will be ignored, and then some of their contents will be actually not be able to share on the platform or the centralized platform because they will probably be, restricted by the policy, etc., or the flow may be restricted. Fourth, metaverse developer. So basically, metaverse developer, they requires and they need a lot of contents. So this is where Foreseen comes in. Here is the ecosystem of Foreseen. We have 4 main parts: S-Star NAA on the top, Foreseen Lender at the right, Foreseen Linkverse at the left, and Foreseen Nova Space at the bottom. As mentioned, you can ignore those little characters. How we try to build up this ecosystem is basically S-Star AMA is the entrance where we bring people from Web2 world to Web3. And then once the stories lovers, the contents lovers, and maybe some investors coming into the Web3 community, which is Foreseen Lender, the communities exist of creators, exist of their fans, and also investors, where they co-create the contents or IP and stories as well. Later on, with that, coming to Foreseen Linkverse, that will help them to build the token economy and also to help them to monetize how they make money. So they will release NFT and etc. Also, the investors can come in with Foreseen Linkverse. The last part, Foreseen Nova Space, is where the IP incubation and also the offline business to business the sale happening. So basically, that is where we're gonna have probably IP release, IP selling, or IP collaboration, etc. And this is also where the real world money comes in, and then to be returned back to the forcing lenders and the forcing linkverse. So this is basically how the ecosystem structure and flow. We will start from forcing community operation. This is where we have today. And then this exists again with creators, with content lovers, with some of the investors, etc. We bring people from Web 2 to Web 3 through Astar AMA events. And then also with Fantasy Genesis series, this is a contest that we have. Then in the Linkverse, they monetize and also to release NFTs, provide revenue models for creators, investors, and platform. Last is Nova Space, which incubate the IP from forcing community to a game, to animation, to films. Okay, so here's how forcing lenders community look like. This is our Discord. The diverse ecosystem of community will put the value on seeing in the market on NFTs. So, okay, they will co-create some stories. Here you see in English, in Chinese. And this is a fantasy literature communities for fans and also creators there. So they can co-create how the stories will be elaborate for future. It is an organic organization that will have no limit of imagination, which is very exciting. And they can create own characters in their own stories in this world. Fantasy Genesis is some part that we will have. It's a contest that we try to recruit more IPs. And also we plan to release also our forcing pass and the blind box of so-called forcing ovoid, forcing eggs. So here's some examples that Astar ANA we have released on AccuPass, 活动型 in Chinese. That is the biggest Asia Pacific flow entrance site. And then we have over 10,000 registered audience throughout the AMAs. We have also invited lots of presidents and founders of different projects and big companies. Most of the audience comes from GM, managers, and operations CEOs, etc. Linkverse is the place and also the tool that will help creators to monetize and to turn the NFTs, turn their contents into money. It's also with one very important part is the soul bounding tokens, so that the experience tokens, soul bounding tokens, that will increase the credibility of the creators. It also have some social-fi experience based on project building. Here's a look of a general parts, how the forcing linkverse work. So basically the creators, they will have more, they have to mint more soul NFTs. Also, maybe for example, they have released 10 NFTs, they have sold by how many, and then by level 1, 2, 3, etc. There will be some of the NFTs like this to increase credibilities of the creators, and their fans will be able to purchase the NFT packs through the Linkverse store. So this is where the users come in. And it's all under smart contract APIs. Nova Space is an incubator, as mentioned. It's an incubator of foreseeing, and then it provides the incubation service with the resources and technology of Linkverse and IP collaborated. These are some of the IPs that we have incubated. So here you see, for example, the Overhorn Sichuan, incubation of the 3A Gamify with Indie Light. This is the first project actually we have already incubated and then already have the website. So basically, forcing is not, I'm not going into the details with the comparison with Web 2 parts, but basically forcing is a Web 3 creative project, but can partner with ADM, Creator DAO, etc., etc. This is our core team. Fade has more than incubated the IPs in this field for more than 12 years, owner of 10 more IPs. And John is the CEO and founder of AccuPass. Seth is a very strong game developer and also our token economy developer. Snake is the founder of Game Gamera, the biggest game publisher in China. So we have the biggest entrance as co-founder, biggest entrance, the AccuPass, and the Game Gamera, biggest game publisher. these are some of the experts. And here's our roadmap. Basically, we start with Forcing Lander and S.MMA to bring Web 2 people to Web 3, and also Linkverse as a phase 2 to be able to monetize. Nova Space will be the third phase so that we can incubate the IP and also to monetize even more. And the last part will be the Forcing Global for future.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Great. Thanks a lot, Bill, for your presentation. For those watching, this is Team 9 Forcing. Judges, if you have any questions, please ask away.
So I see you guys are building a lot of things. I'm just wondering what will be the first one or the first step for you guys.
Okay, so basically the first step would be actually we're currently founding for we're also looking for founding today, and then basically it is to create the Linkverse tool. So that would be currently we have the Forcing Lander community, and then we're trying to build the Linkverse tool for now, and then that is the aim. And also I'll share actually one of the project that we're having today, as said, Sichuan Overhone. You can see this is one of the project that we have incubated, and then you see the quality of the pictures, which is very nice. And also just by checking why we're actually doing this is basically because we have very, very strong resources with all the different part of the different studios, etc. here and there, as well as our co-founders that from Gamara, from Acupass, etc.
Hi, yeah. Will you be able to share some statistics of the track record over the past projects that you guys have embarked on? Yeah.
The current what?
The statistics. How many daily active users do you guys have for Overhaul, for example? Yeah.
Overhaul actually it is just released very recently, so we don't really have statistics for now. But then so basically that is the but then it is a very recent project that we have just incubated and released. But then yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah. Perhaps maybe you can send us maybe a trial link for us to try and do the demo or
yeah. Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Darius, for your question. Judges, are there any more questions? All right. If there's no other questions, thanks a lot, Phil, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, once again, that was Team 9, Forcing. All right, now we have come to the last project of the day. Last but not least, we have Glory Games, team number 10.
Hi, thanks. Let me share my screen. Hi, yeah, I guess you guys can see. I'm just going to be moving across screens a little bit, but I'll try to make this, very succinct. Maybe I'll just start from 1 second. Present. Standard. Yeah, so I think best place to explain what we're doing is like a game 5 for the Masses project. Basically, we are combining AR gameplay like a Pokemon hunt to something to a Web3 VR game as well. So what we're trying to do is bring game 5 to the masses. These are basically characters that we have designed over the year. Just to start off. Maybe I'll skip the lore. Oh no. Okay, come back to the next part. Okay, so what we envision is that to bring Web 2 and Web 3, we are building up to be a bridge between these two. Right, as you know, current GameFi projects, GameFi as a medium, they actually should be positioned to bring awareness, fun, into the masses. If you are not able to do that, you'll not be able to draw liquidity. And so how we looked at it was this way. Okay, we started off with my co-founder developed AR VR game engine. It's actually basically like a Unity, but it's like you can snap upload your assets. I can leave the links later. But we looked at what the gaps were, right? So what we wanted to do was have a very chill community, like a bridge to enable communities to hang out online and offline. So the offline part is like, you can collect pets across geolocation, different parts of the world, be like Pokemon. But the whole idea is that then you kind of, are able to train the pets, right? You want to build the behavior of daily active users where they can, collect for free. This is the free to play area. They can load, their pets every day. There's a training parameter for it. And then you can form a team, right? And avatar and 3 pets. I have the clips a bit later. Okay, I'll skip this. And so let me just skip to a few things, right? We were addressing a couple of things. The main thing is that Web3 games known for high entry cost barriers. And for us, we're looking to gamify the aspects. It's basically looking at it from a free to play and earn point of view. If you look at how games have evolved, basically mobile games has become free, right? Because then there's a funnel where you get users to try, they like it, they spend $10, they buy a monthly card, they upgrade, and then you get the casual players, and then you may also get the whales or the dolphins who are different levels. So we kind of build the systems for each layer. It's like a funnel, basically. So there's a free-to-play part which we designed. There is a where it's monetized later on through gachas, and the likes. We'll talk about that a bit later in the detailed tokenomics. We wanted to have a game as well that that combines elements. So it's the Pokemon hunt, Go Hunt, and the Final Fantasy part, right, in an online world. So the whole theme of this is to make it very appealing to different parts of player. There's collector players, casual players, what we call the girlfriend players, the girlfriends who, casual players like to collect things and earn maybe, and also the competitive, JRPG type of players. And so based on the back end, we can actually, make it a bit more distinctive by, building onto the Ocular VR modules. But that will only be the PvP aspect. The other things is, of course, that we're looking at this, a mass clone of games online. But, we're developing it to be a bit more different in the sense there'll be faction wars, there'll be PvE. I'll talk about that a bit later as well, but just looking at the USPs. And, I think one of the advantages is that we're looking to do it very geo-local because there is distance tracking, there's geolocation, there are pets that are developed, for each country. And so, we will be able to work with local partners or, KOLs, key opinion leaders, to drive game adoption as well. And then, I think we already have, before we raise funds, we already built a demo, a proof of concept. It's for the AR aspect. But we are looking to raise funds to build on to the next, free to play, which is AR PvP, right? PvP on the AR layer, as well as the in-game DeFi, right? Which is a DEX. And so we can rapidly, go to market with things, and we prioritize a roadmap on it. So in short, if I were to summarize the whole thing, right, the play and earn activities, center around two, we're like a bridge, right? For free to play Web 2 players, it's on the analog side. You can load the app, you can, travel, you can go to a park and hunt for certain, wood elements, things, pets, or if you go to a Tori, like a shrine, you get a fire element pet, and then there is this layers where, we have quests. So, it's like a mobile game. We move players to then, they can casually play here, they can collect, but, and they can also compete here. But if they want to move on to a more serious league, they can meet free-to-play pets under very super common rarities, and then we move them into Web3, right? So basically, in doing so, we can open up address the problems and open up to a more casual player, right? Versus, where they like to have fun, it's not always just profits. Versus in Web3, players tend to be investors as well, or maybe they'll just dump if things don't work out. So in this case, there's a movement in both sides for liquidity as well as players, Web2 to Web3. Of course, in game, we will do the PvP. There will also be farming. There'll be an in-game DEX as revenues. Trading, staking, and as well as the PvP that we can do in 2 tiers, basically a guild tier as well as a less competitive personal tier, right? So that's how we are doing. A little bit of the screen caps. Maybe I'll show the videos later. I think I got them loaded here, right? So I guess the whole gameplay around, this is part of it that we can do. We haven't added this geolocation part yet, but we can. It's currently the Pokemon aspect, but the whole point is to then train your pets and your avatar, and then you bring them in game and PvP. There will be team play, there will be guild play, there will be individual play as well. And of course the lands, and then one of the ways that we look at hyperlocal growth is to then hold events on the AR front, either time sensitive events, let's say Christmas, Halloween, or it's geolocation wise, and players can synchronize their timing to meet at a certain spot to kind of hunt or versus bosses. So I guess this is in Singapore. We did it in Gardens by the Bay. We did this as well as in Clarke Quay. To kind of simulate, how the players can play with the AR app. And these are some of the pets. So currently, I'll just skip to it. We've done the demo as well for it's Android. It's basically our version retrofitted for Pokemon Go. Because we want to extend the free to play extent, and as well as to show our community that we already have the product going. So I'll just move back to the deck. Okay, maybe in this, talking about all this areas faction, it will be free to play. So a little bit like like the last time, okay, so online games, mostly Web2, you pay 10,000. Okay, I played an online game. I spent 10,000 the last game I played. I didn't own anything. So, one of our premise to do it is that, we can offer different tiers of players, right? If you're free to play, you have very casual and low tier creatures. If you're pay to play, you can gacha that, right? We currently run our mechanics like that, so free to play, you can collect, you earn 8 shards, right? If you don't play, if you don't pay for a token, you have to take time to hatch it. If you pay for a token, you can actually hatch it immediately, right? Players who can, like to pay to play, they can have a gacha. We currently just did the same thing on our free mint and premium mint slot yesterday. We minted a round of NFTs. And that's kind of how we are doing. I'll skip to some of this. We have breeding, but I don't think that's quite important. I think the key things here, we have the plans for different parts of Web3 guilds and players, and as well as for free to play casual players, or what we call dolphins as well. I think this is the token rounds. I don't think we need to go up there, but maybe spending some time here is that there will be different revenue opportunities. Right. So earlier on, I spent about some time talking about how we can acquire users. We currently already have about 5K on Discord, 15K on Twitter. What we're trying to do next, right? In the whole, obviously, the premise is that by building this as a bridge, in the long run, by getting players both on Web 2 and Web 3, we can activate, our game as a geolocation enabler to work with Web 2 businesses, right? That can be on the geolocation front. Where, let's say if you go to a restaurant, right, you can spin and win. Let's say, there's a limited collection of the brand, right? Users who dine there, they can get a certain character, right? So that's very simple tie-ups, may or may not be revenue driven first, but, partnerships and ads. And then, as we grow, obviously, the intention is to then work with the stronger tourism boards, right? If you look at it, I think in Singapore, or maybe the old school way is that, hey, like in Chinatown, for example, they are trying to promote the area and then they work with merchants, but it's a very low tech way where you explore, you take a map, and then you check things out. But we can gamify in a way that, you can collect pets at certain areas, right? By playing the game, and then you can win something. Yes?
Yeah, sorry. Your time is up already.
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
Apologies, I have to cut you off.
Sure. So I'll wrap this up. There are many ways to do it. Just really running through. There's a lot of details, but and gamifying the assets as well as Web 2 and Web 3 together, working with both tiers. We should have different ways to monetize. So I think that's all. Time for it, and maybe we can take questions.
All right. Thanks, Jeremy, for your presentation about Glory Games, team number 10. Judges, do you have any questions for Jeremy?
Hello, I just have a quick question. So your team based in Singapore, right?
Yes. So we are kind of mixed, right? Basically, maybe run through that. Co-founder and I are in Singapore. The rest are quite mixed. We have a team of blockchain developers. We have artists that we have been working with to get all this, pets, basically, and then we also have started to work with, local country leads where they either are the alphas in the community. We are grantee in NEAR as well as Polygon. And then, we are working with a growth lead in France, a growth lead in Indonesia. This one is growth lead in Vietnam. So basically, that's how we are trying to operate by, penetrating into the key markets first in Southeast Asia.
Nice. I really like your project. I'm just wondering whether you are open-minded to join our metaverse. So maybe if you are in Singapore, we can meet offline.
Yeah, I think that would be cool. I think I'm hardly at any of this face-to-face. It would be great to meet.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right, thanks, Yuan. Any other judges have questions for Jeremy about Glory Games?
Can I ask, are the pets associated with any existing IP or they're brand new designs?
So maybe where I am looking at, right? Oh, this is probably not the most updated. Right. So let me just go through the thing. No, so most of the pets are original designs. Some have some inspirational ones, like of course with the Kung Fu Panda, but the others we actually have spent the last 9 months doing from 2D to 3D. So like all this, we will be designing very country related pets as well. We started with the very rare ones from Japan, and that's what we've been doing.
I see. So
that's your question.
Yeah, you did. So the plan will be working with tourism boards like across globe, or what are the other plans for like marketing or like user adoption?
So I think what is here, my co-founder actually is working with with STB, tourism board, but he's not fully there, but we have some existing projects running under a different company, but it's not under this metaverse, right? I think a lot of it is just pending whether we either go the way of a tie-up first with them, or we have enough user base that we can, like command that power. At this moment, what we are focused on now is the early community, because we have not raised a lot of funds. We raised some, so that we can build out the products that can help us to gain even more, like the DAU, launch alpha, and then like even do simple things where they can log in and train the pets every day, and they can kind of we have an in-game DeFi for users. So that's probably the immediate one. I think the scale up would be then to work with tourism boards and in brick and mortar companies eventually.
Got it. Once the product ready, let us know. Our team's happy to help test globally as well.
Oh yeah, we have the proof of concept. That is something you can check out. But we don't have the PvP and multiplayer aspect yet. I mean, it just requires funds to launch.
Yeah, got it.
All right. Thanks, Sarah, for your questions. Do you have any more last questions for Jeremy before we close it off? All right. If there's no other questions for Glory Games, thanks a lot, Jeremy, for your time.
Thank you.
Judges, once again, and audience, once again, that was team number 10, Glory Games. All right. So right now, what's going to happen is that the judges are finishing up their scoring, and our team is doing the point tabulation. At this time, we'd like to invite Max from Quest 3 to do their sponsor speech. All right, give me a second. I'll help you guys show your video. All right.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Max, the BD manager at Quest 3. At Quest 3, we're committed to providing our clients with effective, affordable, and customizable Web3 native value delivery. Recently, we had a grand beta launch campaign. We onboarded nearly 200,000 users and have witnessed more than 4,000 communities created. Thanks to the hard work of our developers, we are now available on 7 distinct chains, offering thousands of new projects a chance to make their uniqueness clear and start accumulating Web3 native users. If you're looking for a place offering ready-to-use on and off-chain quests, assisting you with giveaways and airdrops, or perhaps just thinking about hosting a small event or campaign, then you've come to the right place. All of this information is available on our website, and new users can be set up in a matter of minutes, and most importantly, at close to zero costs. Through our mobile app, which is coming out soon, we're aiming to onboard more projects and users from both Web 2 and Web 3, adding real-life utility to our incentives. We hope you all have a great evening, and should you be interested in finding out more about growing a web-native user base sustainably, feel free to chat with any of the Quest 3 team members here tonight. You can also find us on the following channels. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Max, for that video. Would you like to come on and continue your speech?
Yeah, sure. So just a couple of quick words here from my side. First of all, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure to be one of the judges and listen to all this very creative ideas that we saw today. Yeah, just like you guys saw, Quest 3 had a recent, very big launch campaign. And currently we have onboarded more than 200,000 users and about 4,500 unique communities. And that being said, I think for all the projects being here today, what we're really concerned about is for projects to have not only great ideas and great visions and also how they kind of work on these ideas, but also in Web3, the most important thing is the Web3 community. And it has to be native, so users have to actually grasp what's going on and have to be able to also use your platform and engage with it. So the main idea we had with Quest 3 was to create a platform to achieve permissionless and sustainable user growth in a fast and also cost-effective manner. So everything I just mentioned in the video just now, so from events or quests or campaigns, airdrops, giveaways, or also just like smaller presentations. If you're interested in doing something like that or doing some promotion for your project or just building a solid foundation for your users, also Web3 native foundation of users, then you can do so through our platform. And all of that is available at currently transaction fee only. So once you've signed up for the platform, you can actually get started right away. It's fully permissionless. And once you've set up the platform, you can start promoting and start growing your project. Because we feel like every Web3 project without a community is just a Web 2.5 project. And yeah, if you have any more questions or if you're looking for some co-marketing opportunities also through our platform or being mentioned on the main page, we can also work on that. In addition, we also have customized on-chain and off-chain tasks with also customized API options available at no further cost. So if you're interested in that, reach out, feel free to add me. I will just send my Telegram name in the group chat just now. And I'll also be at Token 2049. So if you guys are in Singapore, then we can also meet there. Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot, Max, for your presentation. All right. Right now, as the points are being tabulated, I'll just go through with you some of the upcoming events which Moledao is involved in organizing. So share my screen. All right. So the first event that we have coming up is actually a site event at Filecoin Singapore. So it's going to be on 26th September. Starting at 3 p.m. at Marina Bay Sands. So this is in conjunction with Filecoin Singapore's main event at the same location at Marina Bay Sands. So Moledao's theme is going to be about Web3 community ecosystem. So what we're going to do is that we have multiple panels which are going to provide you different perspectives and insights on different topics, right? I'd like to thank all our community partners who are involved with this site event as well. So Avalanche, CTH Atlas, IDG, Buidl, Champion Phi, Avocado, Kleros, Lucid Blue, MetaTrust, NFT Viewer, NGC Ventures, Antler, PubNub, Radio, and ProGBC, and I'm sorry, I cannot remember the last logo. Oh, Anshu, yes, Anshu. All right, so the agenda for Monday itself, at 3 p.m. we'll start with an opening keynote about the Web3 community ecosystem from Moledao's Head of Operations, Alan. Right. Shortly after that, we will have a panel moderated by Alvin from NGC Ventures, and the topic will be NFTs and the bridge between Web 2 and Web 3. And the panelists will be myself, YC from Moledao. We have Andy, the author of NFT from Zero to Hero and a Chief Digital Advisor. We have Jenny, the BD lead from Bybit NFT. We have Guangmian from Kleros, and we have Faye from Anshu. And at 4 o'clock, we will have a keynote by Neil Han, the CEO of Radio, to discuss about the topic of ultimate blockchain scaling solution, layer 2 ZK rollups APIs. Following that, you have a panel on tokenomics and sustainability of Web3 projects. And our moderator will be the founder of Champion Phi, Zad. And the panelists are Charlie from Lucid Blue Ventures, Brendan from Avocado DAO, and Marcus from Antler. After that, we have a keynote on the NFT iceberg far beyond the hype by the CEO of NFT Viewer, Kenneth. And you have another panel, the missing part in Web3 infrastructure, where the moderator is actually Wang Hao from CTH Group. And the panelists are Professor Liu Yang from MetaTrust Labs, Olivia from PubNub, Jaden from OGBC, Wilson from Avalanche, and James from Alibaba Cloud. And we'll close off the evening with a keynote from Faye, the founder of Unsure, to discuss about art versus NFTs. So if you're in town for Token 2049 and happen to be in Singapore next Monday, you are able to join this event. If you use our discount, our code Moledao, you have 100% off your ticket. So you're going to enter in free, right? This is what the link looks like. So once you have keyed in the link here, the discount Moledao, you will be able to register for free with all the details on the event here as well. If you are keen to have the link, do either tag us on Twitter, join our Discord to message us if you're looking for this at moledao_.io for the Twitter, and our Discord handle is in the Twitter profile as well. And another event on the 28th of September, Buidl and Avalanche is actually having an afternoon party, which is called Blockchain and Burgers. So it's going to be happening from 3 to 7 p.m. at Black Tap Craft Burgers and Beers at Marina Bay Sands. So if you are looking to take a breather during the conference itself of Token 2049, you can head on out to Black Tap, but you have to RSVP in order to be able to join the event. So if you are keen to join this event, similarly, shoot moledao_io a DM if you're interested in this, or join our Discord, and we will get back to you on how you can RSVP. All right, so just let me check whether the slides are ready. Okay, great. All right, we have our points. Points are already up. So just to reiterate, right? There are going to be 3 winners today, right? And then the prizes are as follows. The first prize of the MoleStarter group is you're gonna have a cash prize of USD $500, as well as 100% off audit fee from our service provider Buidl. This is for the first prize, as well as 100 mainnet DID minting and 500 credential issuance quotas from Zcloak. Right, that's for the first prize. The second prize, you will have 300 USD, as well as 50% off your audit fee from Buidl, and also 100 mainnet DID minting and credential issuance quotas from Zcloak. And for the third place, you will be receiving 200 USD, 20% off your audit fee from Buidl, and also 100 mainnet DID minting and 500 credential issuance quotas for the winning teams. All right, so without further ado, let me bring up the winners. All right, so once again, thanks everyone for participating today in the demo day. Thank you for taking your time out to watch. And now we will head on to the winners. All right, so for the third place winner, we have Forsin Lander. Congratulations, Forsin, you have won yourself $200 US, as well as the discounted rate of your audits fees, and the 100 DID minting and credential issuance quotas. In second place, we have Moss. Congratulations, Moss, for getting our second place prize of 300 USD, 50% off your audit fee from Buidl, and 100 mainnet DID minting and 500 credential issuance quotas. And the one that we are all most excited about is the first place, which is Glory Games. Right, congratulations, Jeremy and Glory Games, on winning the first place for this MoleStarter demo day. As mentioned earlier, you will be receiving 500 USD in terms of your prize pool, and as part of the prize pool, as well as 100% off your audit fee from from Biosyn and Zcloak. Zcloak's mainnet DID minting and 500 credential issuance quotas. Right. So thank you once again, everyone, for joining us today. We'd just like to thank our sponsors and service providers one more time, as well as our judges for taking the time out today. All right, so I'd like to thank Biosyn and Zcloak for sponsoring some of the extra prizes for our projects here today, who are our winners here today. I'd like to thank our media partner MetaPost for covering our demo day and promoting it. We'd like to thank our judges, Atlas Capital, Biosyn, Leasing Ventures, CCV, IDEG, Longhash, Impossible Finance, IOSG, Marana, NGC Ventures, OGBC, MoleStarter, Quest 3, and Starry Nif for your time today in judging all of the projects. And last but not least, we'd like to thank our sponsors for the event of the prize pool, which will be for the whole of the demo, like both days of demo day. Once again, thank you to Buidl, Kuro Ventures, NGC Ventures, OGBC, MoleStarter, Quest 3, and Starry Nif for your generous sponsorships for the event. All right, and last but not least, for the projects who were not selected in the top 3, don't worry, you will be receiving a POAP as designed by our wonderful designer, Rose. We will be in contact with you after this to arrange the distribution of the POAP, and for the winners also we will be in contact for the distribution of the prizes as well. All right. Judges and sponsors, do you have anything else you'd like to add before we close off the session? All right. If not, once again, we would like to thank everyone for watching our demo day today. Thank you for your time. Once again, this is not our last demo day. This is only our first one, where we have introduced about our first demo day, and we are talking about the MoleStarter projects. And as a reminder, the MoleStarter projects are projects who are really early stages, right? We have categorized them such that if they have only been around for 6 months or less than 6 months, or have raised less than 100K. So that's why today we have a lot of really early stage projects. And as you have seen earlier, some of the projects have come from China, and they are a smaller size team, so they may not have they may not have the same experience in terms of business development or even in English pitching, and that's why they were doing it in Chinese. But however, we really appreciate all of your understanding and your encouragement for the early project team for coming on board our demo day and doing their best to pitch to all our judges and our sponsors. So without further ado, we'd like to close off the session. Thank you once again, everyone, for your time today. Without further ado, we'd like to close it off. Oh, yes, and one more. This is not our last demo day. We still have our More Unicorn demo day on Tuesday at the same time, 4 p.m. GMT plus 8. So More Unicorn projects are where they have raised at least 100K USD from private funding or from NFTs, or they have been around for 6 months or more. So stay tuned for that. If you would like to keep up to date with our news, please follow our Twitter at Moledao_IO, or you can join our Discord and also join our Telegram announcements, where we will be pushing out these announcements to keep you up to date. All right. Thanks once again, everyone. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you're watching this from, and we will see you next Tuesday. Thank you.
Recording